Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
This is row 1, seat 1.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You get COVID? It's over. COVID said, oh, I see you having a good season. It'd be a shame if I knocked over the microphone for those listening and not watching the video.
Yeah. I'm going to, okay? Jada, I love you. Can't wait to see you. All right?
Luck is for dudes.
Oh, there is no one on that Broncos team that I love more right now than Von Miller. That man is an absolute goddamn legend. He could come into my house and fuck my wife, and I would say, thank you very much, sir.
Man to man, I don't know.
The mayor of New Orleans basically came out twirling the umbrella like, fuck Drew Brees and his wife.
Who'd you rather have sex with?
We would be.
I'm an island boy.
I'm like this island boy.
I picture
That's it.
Joey now on every Sunday watching Teddy Two Gloves, like that SpongeBob meme where he's like dried out with the eyes fucking like bloodshot. Like,
What the fuck are you doing, Phil?
walk, walk.
I really gotta fix that. I gotta fix that little
what?
skip in the beat there at the
I can
end.
see it on the bottom.
I know, it fucks me up every time. I meant to fix it today and I completely forgot. But that's because I was busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff that is going to make this show
Damn it.
beyond awesome. This is row 1, seat 1. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. I am Joey Fats. With me, as always, Mr. Betancourt and Plizzy.
What up?
We've got an absolutely action-packed 2 hours ready here for you. Okay, this is going to be one of the most, content-intense shows that we've had in a long time.
Saturated.
Just straight saturated, son.
Thanks to our friend Miguel, who's been a lunatic ever since he joined us.
Yes, Miguel has been absolutely on fire. He has been the best hire we've made here at Row 1, Seat 1. Since Sean. So that's always a good thing. And Paul comes in second.
Yeah,
so we've got a ton of good stuff.
Right here.
We are going to talk about the New York Nets getting swept by your Boston Celtics. We're obviously going to talk about that. That's going to be a point of contention for a lot of people tonight.
Dude, a week ago, we were saying, I don't know, it's 50-50. A week later, we're saying, Kevin Durant, gay? Like, who knows? Like, people are just coming up with, like, crazy scenarios right now saying, like, they're washed. They're all terrible.
I think Kevin Durant's ghost Twitter account was subbing in for him during these playoffs.
Oh, my. He created a Twitter account literally an hour after the game. Everyone was like, KD, we know this is you. He's like, shut up, bitch. He was responding. The account is now gone ever since KD has come back to Twitter. So that got, like, it was 100% him. And he went in, and this new account knew crazy stats about Charles Barkley and other NBA athletes. It was like stats that a newbie Twitter user should not know.
Right.
And it was like the one with answers. It was like the name, and I was like, clown.
The one with answers,
We all see right through
a.k.a.
your
Kevin
bullshit.
Durant. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the Celtics and the Nets. We'll get into the second round series they've got now coming up against Giannis and the Bucks. We'll talk about that. We'll give you we're going to run down. Basically, we're going to get into some baseball tonight as well. We've got a lot to get into in terms of there's some pretty big stories in MLB right now. Obviously, Miguel Cabrera getting his 3,000th hit. We'll focus on that, but there's some Angel Hernandez stuff.
Crazy.
There's some Yankees fans acting a fool. We've got that going
I feel
for us.
so indifferent about that.
I kind of do too.
It's so weird. And then you get the video literally from the Yankees fans, and they're like, you're trash. You're faking it. You're a loser. You're trash. And I was like, this is what set these guys off? This?
Everybody's so sensitive now.
I
These
know.
athletes are so sensitive now.
And then whatever his name is,
They really are.
like whatever his name is, Brush or Straw, whatever the hell his last name is, climbs the wall, and he's like, punch me, motherfucker. It's like, you suck was really what set you off to almost climb into the stands like you are World Meta Peace version 2.
Right.
I don't know.
Just do me a favor. Watch your hand.
Oh, I like slapped this last week.
Yeah, I know, because
Clack.
I just realized it. So like you were just talking with your hand, and it showed up on the thing. But
It's
anyway,
in the blood.
so yeah, we'll talk about the Yankees fans. We'll talk about we got some great audio from Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins. We've got the Mike Tyson video in case you missed that. We've got the Motorsports Minute. We'll talk a little bit of F1, a little bit of Talladega. Great weekend in racing. Another great one coming up, I'm sure. We've got plenty of opinions to opine there. We'll talk about the NFL Draft, obviously, which is now 48 hours away or just under 48 hours away.
Yeah.
A record-setting 8 teams with 2 first-round picks. That's set to go Thursday night. So we'll get into a little bit of draft preview as well. But gentlemen, let's kick it off here with the Nets and the Celtics, because this was obviously this is the biggest. This was framed as the greatest first round matchup of all time. I would say, large in part, it was a dud. I mean, it was great if you're a Celtics fan. Don't get me wrong.
Fun watching it.
Right. By the way, 774-992-8702. We'll be taking your phone calls all night as well. So give us a call if you want to get in on some of this action.
Thanks.
And if you want the audio-only live stream, you can find the link in the description, www.mixlr.com/Joey-Fats. So you can grab that and check that out if you just want the audio-only portion of the show, not the video. Don't want to tie up your Facebook. Tie up your phone with Facebook. I get it. Do that. So check that out. And be sure to give us a like and a follow, Row 1 Seat 1 on Facebook, as well as follow us on Twitter at Row 1 Seat 1. Let's get into the Celtics and the Nets, guys.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So, obviously, the Celtics sweep. They complete the sweep. Now, I was dead ass wrong. A week ago, I was sitting here going, it's 50-50, and I still think the Nets are going to win this in 7. I had the Nets winning it in 7 before the series started. Boy, was I fucking wrong. And write that down, mark the tape. You don't get to hear that one very often.
That's not true.
Oh, it's very true. That's
Called out.
very
Shots
true.
fired. Oh, shit.
Very true.
There's no shots fired. There was a piece of paper that mysteriously went wrong, that went missing. That
It's probably in this stack right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Honestly, I didn't think the Celtics were going to sweep them. I didn't think it was going to be a clean sweep.
Nobody thought it was going to be a sweep. I mean, nobody. You at least thought that Kyrie and KD alone would be worth probably 2 games at least.
Especially at home.
Yeah.
And especially with that ref last night.
Right.
Who tried his hardest.
He
End
tried
of the
his
game.
little heart out.
What was that terrible? Was it Tice on Blake Griffin? Was it Tice on Griffin? Where he fell back and Blake Griffin stepped in his way and they were foul. And I was are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Tatum's ejection foul was bad.
That was garbage too.
So was the Marcus Smart one. I mean, towards the end of the game, you know how it gets, all the home court stuff with him.
Yeah.
And,
You talking about the Marcus Smart one where he fouled KD at the top and he did the little jump skip fucking 3-point shot and he looked back at him and
he goes, damn.
Was it? Oh, I thought it was wow, dude.
No.
Or damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hit
you
it
could read
with
his
a damn.
lips. Yeah.
He was impressed with it. He goes, damn.
I know. It was funny to see that. I was like, oh shit.
Well, yeah, there was some excessive camaraderie post game between the Celtics and the Nets. We'll show you that in a minute.
Yeah, you hated that.
Loathed it. But this series was supposed to be the greatest first round series of all time. It was supposed to be this awesome series. It was going to be a biblical back and forth. We've never seen a 2 versus 7 this evenly matched, and this, the most skilled duo of all time in KD and Kyrie.
How many turnovers did KD have in those 4 games?
Seriously, and let's not gloss over the fact that the Vegas preseason favorites combined to win a complete total of 0 playoff games this year between the Lakers and the Nets. So
yes.
Let's not get lost on that. Now, do I think that will be the case next year? No. Not at least for the Lakers, but maybe the Nets, because I think the Nets are on the verge of self-destructing here. I think this is going to end in. I think this whole team right now is going to be blown up in spectacular fashion.
Crazy. The Russian guy still owns them?
Yep.
He's going to kill half the team.
I don't see how they can continue. I mean, look.
Steve Nash fired.
Like I said last week, give the Celtics their due. Okay, give them the credit that they deserve. They came out and won this series. They took this series away from the Nets. They did not wait around and hope that maybe, maybe maybe we're just happy to be here. None of that shit. The Nets, the Celtics came out and took the Nets and they said, "Fuck you," and we are going to stomp on your throat, and you are not getting up off the mat when we're done with you. Their defense was lights out. Their energy was unmatched. Kyrie and KD, outside of Kyrie's fourth quarter in Game 1. I don't even remember him playing the next 3 games.
Well, wait, he dropped 39 that game, right? Game 1? No.
39.
Yes.
It
was 39.
39 with 18 in the fourth. And he almost pulled it out for the Nets. And maybe that would have changed things if they had won that game. But again, you go back to that game, you look at the energy, the difference in the never say quit attitude of the Celtics versus the Olay defense of the Nets, and Kyrie and KD both on that final possession just basically giving up and being like, we got 6 more games to go, whatever. Nope, no you don't. You got 3, bro.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you. The energy was trash. Steve Nash, I think, was in over his head. Especially as that series progressed, he clearly does. And I'm not going to blame Steve Nash totally and his inexperience completely because
Kyrie will.
it's not fair because he had to coach Kyrie.
Yep.
If it was just Kevin Durant and a couple other like good players, I think they probably would have won 2 or 3 games.
Right.
But when you add Kyrie to the mix, dude, that's just bad. And then you've got Ben Simmons,
Who thinks the floor is lava?
looking like an absolute fucking clown.
Oh my God.
Like, look at this shit.
He
Look
really
look
did
at,
dress like a clown.
Look at Ben Simmons in his little clown suit here, sitting on the bench.
I don't understand what's going through his head right there. Like when he comes out to sit on the bench after the foot stomping tirade bullshit that he's been putting on all season and forever. Well, I don't know, fucking since he left the 76ers. How can you honestly sit there and not just be like 1,000% fucking embarrassed for yourself?
No, he has no embarrassment. You know why? Because he's getting paid $20 million to sit there.
I get that, but god
That's
damn,
why.
man, like there's no like I don't know. I get it. 20 million reasons. It's a lot of fucking money to sit there, but you gotta dress like a clown and just look like a complete bitch while you're doing it.
Right? Like,
So-
do you have to look the part of being the asshole? Can you just like kind of leave it a little bit up to
Right,
the imagination?
Right. Pretend like you have even like a little bit of fucking moral fabric here, dude. You know what I'm saying?
So the
Like,
story came out earlier today that Ben Simmons was approached by the Nets brass, and they were just like, "We really need you to show some like mental fortitude here and like get into the playoffs, even for some like just some minutes, just to show like you have like the fortitude to go out there and actually just be on the court." And the report stated that Ben Simmons says, and I quote, "I have a mental block with basketball right now, and that mental block is causing back flare-up pain." So almost like I have like if you're a writer, I have writer's block, and the writer's block is so bad that my back is spasming,
yeah.
and I can't even sit in the chair.
It's causing carpal tunnel. Yeah. Oh wow, how fucking
So
convenient.
So Ben Simmons pulled the ultimate bitch move of all time and just said, "I'm not going to play this entire season, and you're going to have to pay me." It's literally what he did.
Look, I never
The
liked
two organizations.
I've never liked Ben Simmons. I didn't like him from the beginning, and I certainly don't like him anymore now. I think he's a clown. I think he's a joke. I think he's going to be done
His
in
career
this
should
league.
be over. Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be, and don't take, if you're listening, you don't want to believe me, take Stephen A's word for it. Just take a listen to what he has to say.
I feel bad for anybody who was his teammate. He quit on LSU. He quit on the Philadelphia 76ers, and now he ain't showing up for the Brooklyn Nets. We can point to all the excuses, all the rationale behind it that we want to. I do recall, despite him not playing, he still filed a grievance to collect $20 million that he has not earned. This is one of the most pathetic situations that I've ever seen in my life. He ain't going to war. He ain't going in the octagon. He's not going in a boxing ring. It's pulling teeth to get this man to play basketball. It's pathetic. It's sad. And at the end of the day, when the NBA gets in the collective bargaining table and they go after the players in terms of a pay-for-play stipulation in the collective bargaining agreement, it's going to be called the Ben Simmons rule.
I mean, where's the lie?
Oh, dude, hit it right on the head, dude.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That
He
very
nailed
end,
it.
the very end, the Ben Simmons rule.
Yep.
I am fully into that rule. This is why the NFL, I'm sorry, as much as it is, and Joey has like the opposite argument a lot of times when these guys go out and get as much money as you can because your contracts are not guaranteed. Give and take. Those guys, how many times?
Oh no, I'm all for the NFL players going out and get as much money as they can every chance they get.
How many times? And this is one of my draft secrets for anything fantasy is I love taking guys in a contract year. I don't care who it is. I always draft them. As soon as they get paid, they lose about 3 rounds of value in my mind because they just don't care as much.
Right.
Almost every single time when guys get paid, they teeter off. They're like, I don't have to play as hard. I'm already paid.
Right.
Every single time.
And you saw it case in point with Ben Simmons. I mean, this has been just an abomination, a complete embarrassment. I mean, to call yourself a professional and act like that and then go sit on the bench and look like that, dude, come on.
I know. I don't understand how any of his teammates or any future teammates, depending on if he goes anywhere else, could have any kind of respect for this guy, if they would even want him on the bench with him.
Well, you know what? I bet you they would, because this NBA now is so soft and so like buddy. And it's just like, oh man, like I love you too, bro. Like
Right,
yeah, we're
right.
good at
Yo,
basketball.
let's hold our king up, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, let's
Hangs.
let's go to the let's hold dicks on the way out of the locker room. You know, even I know we're on opposite teams, but we can at least dock once. Like it's so gross, the level of like that this like buddy shit. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, what do you mean? Like, who cares? They're showing each other respect and this and that. Like, no. Showing each other respect was when like Michael Jordan and Larry Bird would meet in the tunnel underneath the stadium after the game. He'd be like, fuck you bitch. And be like, ha, gotcha. And like, yeah, all right. Give him a dap and a hug and walk away. None of this. Like, take a look at this. So this basically sums up what the NBA has become, and why I think so many people despise the NBA now, or don't like the NBA the way they used to, or at least look more favorably upon the 80s and the 90s than they do the last 20 years. Shit like this, because this is just taking over in the NBA. This type of like just dapping up. Now, keep in mind, you're about to see Jason Tatum interacting with Kevin Durant, Dragic, and Kyrie. After he just swept them. Okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but like I lose Wordle on at 10 in the morning, and I'm like, I want to huck my phone through the fucking window. All right? So I don't know like where these guys get off acting like this, but I don't know. I don't take losing like this. Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. Kyrie,
what's with like the super secret handshake and the hugs and the smiles and the yeah, man, like, yo, you did it, bro. Good for you.
Listen,
I was never like that when I
what
played
the
sport.
fuck was that?
I would be so pissed if I was I am a Celtics fan. If the Celtics get swept in the series, and then I see Tatum go up to Kyrie smiling and laughing, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, seriously, man? Kyrie in that video, I'm so glad we smoked Kyrie because I just can't stand that guy. But Kyrie was so excited just to be out of the playoffs. He's like, man, I love you so much right now, Tatum.
I'm going home, bro. Fuck this shit.
He's like, I cannot wait to get the fuck out of here.
He's
like, I got so much flat Earth YouTube documentaries to watch. He's like, yo, Elon Musk is unbanning everybody on Twitter. I got people to go refollow. I got shit to do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's like, I got things to follow that I haven't been able to do. I got so many things to catch up on. It's like, dude, what is that? Like, seriously, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, could you imagine Tom Brady going up to Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning and doing like little special handshakes after he beats him in the Super Bowl and being like,
behind the scenes in the locker room, do whatever you want.
Sure.
Don't do it on the field.
But when you're on the field, nope. You meet at midfield, you shake hands. Hey, great, you're the best. Yep, love you. All right, take it easy. Bye.
Even when Brady would be like, Brady loses the game, Brady's like this in the sidelines. And disappears into the bushes.
Yeah.
I loved it. People would be like, he's not sportsmanship. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't give a shit. Show
look
me.
at Belichick. Like, will throw his rule book at somebody, or his headset, and just walk off. Like, he doesn't care.
Show me a good loser. I'll show you a loser. Okay. I don't give a shit about it. I put more stock into guys who win with grace than guys who lose with grace. All right. I don't give a shit if you lost and you walk off because you need 5 minutes to clear your head and come down because you don't want to. You just lost the thing that you've been competing for. You're trying to win an NBA playoff series, and you didn't get beat. You got embarrassed.
Right, bad.
So your first instinct is to be like, well, we got embarrassed, but let me go just dap up my boy here real quick and do the super secret handshake, like, tickle, tickle. And it's like, yeah, yo, bro, you want to hold dicks later? Cool, let's do it. And, you want to go by, like, my wife's, you want to bang her? You can do that too, bro. Like, why not? Like, I mean, with that cool, clearly.
But the whole series, like, to get back to the game for a second, the whole turning point was game 2 for me, for the Celtics Nets. That second game, the Celtics came out flat. They had no offense, couldn't stop them on defense. But yet the Celtics hung in there the whole game.
And the Nets blew, what, the 16-point lead in the fourth quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, 16-17.
I think it was 12 going into the fourth quarter, but I think it was 16 at one point. It was pretty high. It was almost 20
16 points
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
And
Fourth
then
quarter,
they went on like a 19-2 run or something like that. And
Yeah.
Yep.
We did that in
19-2
Game 4, too. We blew the 15-point lead, but at least we hung on. You
And
know
then
what I mean?
they showed the fourth quarter. KD, 2 points. Kyrie, 2 points.
Yep.
Pritchard off the bench for the Celtics, 8.
8 points, yeah.
That was the game.
I mean, but isn't that just so, like, look, all right, so can we stop with the Kevin Durant as, like, an all-time great now? Like, I get it. He's an all-time great scorer. He's all-time great in terms of skilled. But as an all-time great in the NBA, bro, probably not even in my top 50. Because the only time he ever won anything was when he went and joined a 73-win Golden State team and basically got to shoot wide open because everybody was terrified of Steph and Clay.
They were going to clean up his misses anyway.
And they were cleaning it up. It's like, dude, the only time you've ever done anything is when you were on a literal 73-win team the year before.
Right.
And then you got to the finals and you played LeBron and the Cavs. And they were just like, and J.R. Smith completely forgot what the score was, what quarter it was, what time of the game it was. And he was just like, I just want some Hennessy, man. And just kind of forgot. And they blew game 1, and that was it. It was a wrap from there.
I still can't believe to this day NBC Sports, whatever it was, Cleveland, made that borderline super racist video about J.R. Smith.
Just run out of the Hennessy store?
He just ran off the court to the liquor store and buy bottles of Hennessy.
Meanwhile, he just got the academic athlete
And I'm
award
like-
from the AG for a 4.0.
But I literally watched this video. I'm like, why does this have so many retweets and so many like shares? And I'm like, I became the Pikachu meme. I stayed my and I looked around like, I can't believe NBC made this, pushed it out, and is like pushing this video that he ran to the liquor store during the game.
Jesus Christ.
But yes, LeBron's over there. He's like, "Oh, JR, you're my boy. I'm so proud of you." I'm like, "You hate this man. Like, stop it."
It's just embarrassing. And as far as like, I mean, think about it. And while we're on LeBron real quick, like imagine if LeBron and AD had just had the series that KD and Kyrie had.
Washed.
We would be talking. You want to talk about like LeBron like has one slip up and they miss the playoffs, and they're like, his legacy's over. Fuck this. I don't care if he went to 10 straight finals. This guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Don't ever talk to me about this guy being in the top 5 ever again. It's like, bro, he went to 10 straight finals.
At what point does somebody please you? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
And it's
Jesus,
like,
how much more do you want
if
somebody
but
to
if
do?
LeBron had done what KD just did or Kyrie just did, and gotten swept in the first round like this in like a lackluster, like, I get it. You could argue that, well, they didn't even make the playoffs. And you could argue that that's worse. And LeBron was sitting for the final game of like, the must-win game or whatever.
Right.
Like, I get it. But
with his sunglasses on,
but
bucket.
LeBron saw the writing on the wall. LeBron knew, like, all right, even if we get to the playoffs, this ain't happening, bro. It ain't happening. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give my body a break. Then I'm going to come out and I'm going to tweet that I will never miss the playoffs again in my career, which I firmly believe he will make good on, and then come back next year with a vengeance and a new team and a new roster. And because it's the Lakers, they'll be able to make that happen because they're willing to pay the luxury tax for, whatever they got to do if it means winning. And granted, they've got LeBron James, so they can probably just kind of, if LeBron plays like LeBron can play, they're going to coast into the playoffs. And it'll be fine. But the thing is could you imagine the legacy discussion of LeBron if he had just showed up and done what KD or Kyrie did?
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think I mentioned to you earlier today. I said, I feel almost relieved because a few years ago, the Celtics had what should have been an elite team: Kyrie, Tatum, Brown, Horford, Gordon Hayward. Should have been elite, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You take away Hayward because Hayward now has brittle bone disorder and he can't stay healthy ever.
Really?
No, he doesn't actually have brittle bone disorder.
I'm
just making fun of him
I'm
because
like, fuck, man.
He might as well
terrible
have.
news. I was so like, oh, really?
He leaves his house and his bones like crack under his pressure as he's walking. And then
this
Kyrie,
is awful.
And then Kyrie leaves, and then we're saying, okay, so now we have Horford again, Jalen, Tatum, and then we just sprinkle in some other like role players, and that's the elite team now.
Right. It's all about the chemistry.
You know what?
Man.
And I said, if anything, it shows Kyrie is the biggest fraud in the NBA. He is the guy that pulled the clothing or the cloth over our eyes and said, you know what? I am an elite player. I am an all-time player. And he's not. He's not that player. He does not make anywhere he goes to better. The only time he did, he was with LeBron.
Yeah, he played second man.
And if anything, LeBron, after the series, has strengthened his case as, it's me. You may have KD. I may not like what LeBron does and jump from the Cavs to the Heat to the Lakers, and back to the I may not like all that team jumping because I like my stars to stay with one team and just kind of build that legacy.
I'm the same way.
But at the same time, LeBron is LeBron. LeBron is like that guy. Like he's the Kobe guy. He's the Michael guy. He's the guy that is just an elite player by himself, and you can interchange the pieces around him. That piece may be elite. This piece may be garbage. But if that elite piece goes down, I'm still going to win with this piece of crap.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like LeBron, this is his first bad year, and like everybody on the team, including himself, was hurt. And they maybe acquired the worst person of all time in Westbrook. I've never seen a person play so bad as Westbrook did this season.
The only guy I think that was more disappointing than KD and Kyrie this year was Westbrook.
Westbrook, all-time bad. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Did he get hit by like a car? And
I don't know what happened to Westbrook because we didn't see this. Like Westbrook was bad last year, but he was a one-man wrecking crew.
Right, he was a triple-double almost every fucking night.
Right, but he was trying. He was the only guy, and granted there was other guys in that team too, but he didn't use them because he's not that kind of guy.
Right.
He became a one-man wrecking crew last year by his own design. That being said, I did not think he would have this hard of a time, this much struggle in terms of getting out of his own way. You know what I'm saying? Like it just became like, whoa, dude! Like
I saw a stat, and
the decline was quick.
Rough.
I saw a stat from LeBron when LeBron beat the Celtics a few years ago with that super team, and he had to come back and make the thing. And it was like, for the whole series, LeBron 220-something points scored. The next closest person was Tatum with 110, and then the rest of 3 through 10 were all green for all Celtics players.
Yeah, I remember
And then
that.
the 11th player was I forgot who the hell it was on Cleveland. He
scored
scored all the points.
I can see his face. He looks like a weirdo.
It doesn't matter. He scored all the points. I'm just saying, wow. The Celtics should have had that series, and literally all they had to do was stop LeBron, and they couldn't do it.
Right. And that's the thing. It makes the case stronger for LeBron, I think.
It does.
Through in a backwards way, through a backdoor way.
Korver, that's what I was
Kyle
saying.
Korver.
Kyle Korver, that's who I was
I don't think it was Kyle Korver.
No, it wasn't Kyle Korver.
No, it had to have been was Wiggins still on that team?
No, he was already gone.
It had to have been J.R. Smith or
I was trying to find the statistic, and I can't find it, so I apologize. But
just go back to the 2017 Cavs?
Yeah, but it was a nice meme.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good meme.
Yeah,
the meme was good.
It's a good meme.
But no, it just I just think this was an absolute embarrassment for the Nets. If you're the Celtics, I think you're on cloud 9 because all the shit the Nets talked, preseason, throughout the season, and coming into this series, to not only beat them but to sweep them.
Yeah,
that's gotta feel good. If you're a Boston fan right now, you have nothing to apologize for, nothing to feel bad about.
I do.
Don't let anybody let you take the sheen off of this win, this 4-game sweep for you, because you went and embarrassed the guy who, and I was rooting for Kyrie to come in Game 7 into the Boston Garden and hit the game-winning 3 and just in a walk-off and just silence the Boston crowd. That's what I was hoping for. But this,
of course you were.
This is almost kind of second best, because now it's just for all the reasons we just mentioned, what it does for KD and Kyrie's legacy, how it props up LeBron's in an inadvertent way. We always talk about unintended consequences. This is one of those unintended consequences. LeBron misses the playoffs, but then KD and Kyrie go fall flat on their face, and it's well, yeah, LeBron might have missed the playoffs, but it wasn't that bad. At least he didn't embarrass himself like that. The Lakers had their problems, but they weren't a 7 seed that was expected to go to the finals. I think last year the Lakers ended up being the 7 seed, and they were expected to go to the finals, and they had Phoenix on the ropes. They were toying with them at the end of Game 3 when they took that 2-1 lead, and then KD gets hurt. AD gets hurt. LeBron gets hurt, and the rest is history. And now the Phoenix Suns look like they're not even going to make it out of this round. I
No,
mean,
they look like they're struggling big time.
they're
Too.
no Booker. And
yeah, he went down
they're
too.
they're down. So it just goes to show you how good, how dominant LeBron is. And it also goes to show you, no matter how much we try to compare other people to him, they always come up short. I mean, KD ain't been in no 10 straight conference finals or no 10 straight finals.
No.
KD ain't done what LeBron's done.
No.
Like, KD's great. I love KD as a player. But if I'm building a team, do I want to build around KD or LeBron? Yeah, that's a pretty easy answer for me.
Yeah, I'm not Mr. Glass.
I feel
KD
like
who
I feel
can't
like
stay
KD
healthy.
is just kind of like the second coming of Carmelo Anthony. Like, yeah, he's good enough to get you there.
He's
but
what Carmelo Anthony should have been.
Right. He's like, but is he gonna be good enough to win it for you?
Meh.
Like, does Golden State still win those titles without KD?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if they still. I mean, maybe they struggle a little bit more to beat LeBron and the Cavs. You know what I mean? Maybe it goes to 6 instead of a sweep. You know, but
Oh wow.
you know, yeah, I think it's still tough.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a lot tougher road, but yeah, I think they still win it. Or they're at least in the conversation. They're at least there. I don't know. I'm kind of over the Kevin Durant thing, and give the Celtics their props. Give the Celtics their due. They earned it. They didn't just come in and, like I say, win this series. They came in and they dominated all 4 games.
Now, let's play revisionist history for 1 second before we move on to the next topic. Does Kevin Durant regret going to Brooklyn? It was Boston was on there again.
I mean, probably now looking back, he's probably like, God damn it! If I knew Kyrie's ass was gonna sit out half the fucking season.
Well, no, he went to
You know what I
Brooklyn.
mean?
He went to Brooklyn before Kyrie was even a thought. Kyrie was in
yeah.
Boston.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, wasn't Kyrie in Boston, or was he not there yet?
he wasn't there yet.
He
I
wasn't
was
there
saying
yet.
it wasn't there that much longer, was
No,
it?
because then
because-
they went out and got Gordon Hayward and Kyrie
Yeah, because it was
after they whiffed on KD.
because it was Golden State and Boston were the final 2 for KD's picking spots. And then he went to Golden State, did his thing there, and then immediately said, all right, consider Boston again. And then was like, no, I'm going to Brooklyn.
Oh, that's right. There was the Golden State.
Yeah.
Right, he went to Golden State over Boston. That's right.
Yeah, I'm still to this day. I'm pretty sure
Loser.
it was tall hippie that ruined it for us.
Tall hippie.
Tall white hippie. What was his name?
Oh, not Bane.
No, not Bane.
The kid from Australia.
Oh, I can see his I can see his face.
I can't think of his
Long
face.
hair.
Long blonde hair, goofy looking. He
the
ruined
kid
it
from
for us.
Australia.
Was he even from Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Can't think of his name right
Because
now.
remember Tommy Hines? He was like, I can see why you love him. He's huge down under. Like, remember, like, you had. Oh, God. What was his name?
Can't remember
Started
at
with
all.
a B. Doesn't matter.
Bynes, no.
Yeah. Was it Bynes?
Mm-mm.
No. I saw.
Nah,
yeah.
somebody will post it in the chat.
Yeah. Either way. Fucking.
But anyway, let's.
No, it wasn't Olynyk, was it?
Yes,
Yes,
Kelly
Kelly
Olynyk.
Olynyk.
That's-
Olynyk.
I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, Kelly
Yeah,
Olynyk.
Kelly
yeah.
Olynyk.
He ruined it for us.
Yeah.
You can play with me. And I was like,
Yeah.
Katie was like, no.
I'm a pass.
I'm cool.
yeah.
I'm cool. 774-992-8702. We'll keep the Celtics and the Nets on the table going forward here. Do we want to touch on? We'll touch on the Bucks series next week when it starts.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
obviously Chris Middleton's going to be out, so this
Yep.
is going to be a very different series than what we thought. But my only hesitation, and we'll leave it on this, is my only hesitation with the Celtics going into this series against the Bucks is I feel like the Celtics brought an extra level of energy to this Nets series, given the shit talking and the personal relationships that they had and the personal beefs that they had, that I have to wonder if there is going to be a drop off. And that's going to open the door for Giannis to just kind of do his thing even without Chris Middleton.
That's a good point. And I was going to say, I wanted to apologize earlier because beginning of this season, I said this Celtics team sucked. They came out of the gate and they were dog shit.
Yeah.
They were flat. They looked like crap. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. Like you get rid of Brad Stevens to the front office. You get rid of Danny Ainge, who made the team. You bring in Udoka, and like I'm like it's just not working. And then this year, just everything went straight out the door. Like it's almost like the Cincinnati Bengals for the NFL.
Yeah.
Everything just is catching fire at the right time.
Right.
So now I think this Celtics team, they have to go all the way. If they don't make the finals, it's a failure. That's how good this team is playing right now. They have to make the finals.
I mean, but I still don't think they're the best team in the East. I think they're
No.
I think they're certainly not the most talented team in the East, but they're
No,
They're
number
one
two.
of they're like I think the third. I think I'd put Miami and Milwaukee above them at this point.
Miami, I honestly don't know what to think. Miami's another.
Miami's one of those.
Jekyll and Hyde team.
Yeah, they are. But if we saw what Miami did to him a couple of years ago,
I know.
and-
Psycho Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
It's
Jimmy
like-
Butler, dude. Yeah,
it depends what you get from him. Like
Yep.
if he's in a good
Right.
mood, he'll be great. If he's in a bad mood, you're not going to show up at all.
Yeah, you get 9 points out of him.
right? It's just one of those things.
He'll
So
fight on the sidelines with like other players.
we'll
Yeah,
find
yeah.
out next Tuesday night. I think when does the series start? Monday.
Is it?
What for the
the
Celtics,
Bucks, Celtics?
Bucks?
Second round? Does it start?
It's a
Monday?
week away.
It's,
I think it is because Milwaukee plays tonight, and then the rest of the game sevens end on Sunday unless they start it because they don't start the second round before the end of the first round, right? We'll find out.
yeah, we're looking.
774-992-8702. Look that up for me, Paul. Let's get into a little bit of baseball. For all you baseball people who love to talk about baseball, we've got some good baseball stuff to get into tonight. So we're going to give baseball its due here tonight before we get into the NFL. We'll save the NFL draft stuff for the end. But let's do this baseball thing because over the weekend we had these this video surface of was it Philadelphia, and they were playing a game, and Angel Hernandez, the infamous Angel Hernandez, who's basically like, if you don't know who Angel Hernandez is in terms of umpiring, he's the Ed Hockley. If Ed Hockley was terrible, he's like the what was it, Joey Crawford from the NBA.
Oh yeah. Oh, fucking bald head.
Yeah, a little short bald dude
Joey
that
Crawford.
just fucking who hated Tim Duncan with an undying passion.
As soon as I saw his ass, any playoff game back in like the 08 run, I think, or back
Yeah,
when we were watching that,
mid 2000s.
I saw fucking Crawford, and I was like, son of a bitch, this game's going to suck. And sure enough,
it almost always did.
Yep.
Because Crawford, you just tee you up for like looking at him wrong.
Fuck that guy.
Yep. So Angel Hernandez is basically that guy. He sucks. He's one of the worst. How he still has a job, I don't fucking know. I really don't know. This guy, he ejects people at the drop of a hat.
Tenure?
He's horrible in terms of balls and strikes called. Like, he's one of the worst. And I think if you actually go look up the rankings,
Yeah, he's like 82% correct, which is bad.
which is horrible. 98, 99% correct is what you want to be shooting for most of the time. This guy is not even close.
It's like a fucking weather.
And he still keeps his fucking job. And yet he makes guys' lives miserable in the process. So we got this nice video here to show you of this going on.
Did you see this, Sean?
Yes.
You watched it? Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, you saw this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At least 20 times.
So check this shit out.
Here it comes. Called strike three, and Schwarber is thrown out of the game, and he had zero issue with getting thrown out. Making it very clear, you've missed him inside, outside, up, and down. Called strike one, Segura looks back at Angel, now has a few words with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that conversation's held in Spanish, and El Mambo de Segura, that's his Instagram, right?
So you can see, I know, and I don't like giving too much credit to the little pitch tracker things and the strike zone. They are pretty accurate, but they're not always dead on. But like when you don't even need it in those two situations. You can clearly see those are both terrible pitches that were called strikes. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking dig.
I had 5 eggs for breakfast.
All right, God damn it.
I don't smell anything.
So and my wife made Indian food for dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was quite the mixture going on in there right now.
Yeah.
Paul's just looking at me like squinty eyes. I'm like, man, you son of a bitch. But this again, Angel Hernandez is that guy, right? He'll get a blatantly obvious call wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You'll bitch and complain about it, and then he'll eject you. Now, obviously, Kyle Schwarber threw the bat and was like,
And his helmet.
And his helmet.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Because, like they said in the comment, he had no problem getting ejected. He knew he was done for the game after that anyway. It didn't really matter. But he just didn't have a problem. But then the second at bat with Segura, he's like, bruh, that is clearly low and inside. What are you doing?
He's like, I want to go home.
Yeah, and Angel Hernandez does this time and time and time again. And we always talk about problems that baseball has.
Mm-hmm.
We always talk about the issues that plague baseball in terms of marketing and why isn't, Mike Trout front and Shohei Ohtani front and center at every single fucking turn. Like, what are we really doing here? Well, there's also this problem of guys like Angel Hernandez. You know, even the guy, God damn, what was his name when Galarraga had the perfect game, and
I can't think of his name.
Jim Joyce.
Yes.
Was it Jim Joyce?
He apologized though.
Yes, he did. No, Jim Joyce is a comedian. Something Joyce. But anyway, he obviously called the guy safe at first base, and it's like, bro, everybody knows he's not safe. Even if he was, he's not safe. Even the guy who's running up the first baseline is like, you gotta be kidding me. You did not just call me safe. Like, what are you doing?
He's ready to turn the base and take the helmet off and trot back.
Right?
He's like, wait,
he's
what?
like, you just cost was it Armando Galarraga?
Yeah.
That was who it was. And he's like, you just cost this man a perfect game. Like, what are you thinking? And that guy, he apologized. But Angel Hernandez is the kind of dude to do it just to be a dick and then be like, no, fuck you, I'm not apologizing.
He's a punk bully ass motherfucker.
He is.
Who
He
never made
is
it
the
to
epitome of a bully behind the dish.
Yeah,
like,
he never
West.
made it to the majors,
He's
so he
another
can
West.
Yeah, Joe West. Yeah.
He's another West.
West and Hernandez are kind of like
Didn't West retire?
West has been gone now for a while. But I
He
think
just stare at guys like this.
yeah. I mean, but then, you know how like MLB has this issue though where like they combat like whether or not, like, people always argue, hey, we're not here to see the umpires. We're not here to see you. You know, they get these exaggerated punch-out calls. And they're like, duh! Like, you're like, dude, just settle down. He's like, next guy comes up, he's like, oh, Dukin! And you're like, okay, dude, like, we get it. He's, strike three. Like, cool.
Right.
And it's just like, just knock it off. Just do your job. And then you get to a game, and it's like, oh, here's Angel Hernandez. Oh, and he's umpiring his 3,336th game, and they put it on the Jumbotron, and, oh, give him a standing O. Oh, yeah. And it's like, bro, we're not here to see the umps. We don't give a flying fuck how many games they've umpired.
Right.
I really don't give a fuck. Like, I don't fucking care. Why are you fucking telling me? Why is this even a thing? No one, at no point during an MLB season, should an umpire ever be talked about other than they missed a blatant call or they didn't? Other than that, then we move on.
Yeah, that's all anybody really wants to fucking know
That's
anyway,
it.
is whether you got the call right or not.
Because then it gives these fucking pinheads, these eggheads, these my DVOAs, my wars, my advanced statistics, fucking losers. These guys that never fucking touched grass in an outfield in their life. They seem to go, well, why don't we just have a mechanical, computerized strike zone, man? We don't have to worry about the human error. And it's like, okay, bro, like, remove the dick from the back of your throat, okay? I know you've never played sports before. It's why you're 380 pounds and, 5'9", all right? And you're just sitting there going, like, well, I have very much to do on World of Warcraft later, and I had to order Hot Pockets off of Amazon. And you're like, okay, cool, bro. Yeah. And he's like, well, anyway, we should get rid of the strike zone. What the fuck do you care? You don't play sports. You never even watch sports. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of
Is
here.
that something that they've been talking about, like, recently, like, legitimately getting
Like
rid
20
of? Like,
years.
It's been like 20 years.
but,
they've been
like, they're talking about getting rid of umpires completely.
No,
Dude,
like,
don't you remember Kurt Schilling with the Arizona Diamondbacks when they had that? It was Quest. It was originally called. It would be this computer that would like target the strike zone, and it would tell, but it would have like a standard strike zone. Like it wouldn't change for players. So if you had a midget out there, it'd be like, oh, there's a strike zone for him right there. And Schilling's like, it's impossible. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
it was idiotic.
Schilling took I think this was the 99 or 2000 season. Schilling took a bat. I think of who was the third baseman that was with the Diamondbacks forever?
Lowell.
Not Lowell.
No, that was the Marlins.
That was the Marlins.
I
Gonzalez.
think
Took Gonzalez's bat, smashed the
What
thing
was his
to
first name?
pieces. I want to say Adrian, but it's not. That was a Red Sox player.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But he smashed it to pieces. It's been almost about 22 years of people saying get rid of umpires.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
been a
that
while.
Well,
mean,
I
but
remember it's been
like
floated around,
It's like
but
with the USFL putting the microchip in the ball and getting rid of the chains and everything else. It's like,
Big-
do we really
big
have
problem.
to be that exact?
Big problem. USFL is doing stuff like that, and they really don't have the funds to do it, so they're just kind of guesstimating. So, like, the ball gets right to the first down, and they're like, first down.
First down.
There's a guy in the booth just doing this with a lever. Yes. And that's it. And that's because I know for a fact. I'm like, they can barely afford to pay like players like $60,000 a year salary.
Right.
But no,
And they're
you
gonna
know-
have
you
a
know what it is?
microchip.
You know what it is when they go under the booth to review the spot of the ball, and the umpire puts on the headphones and he goes over and he's like,
It's just
he's-
a guy on a tablet.
He's like, all right, what do we got? He goes, hello, this is Steve with customer service. How can I help you, please? You're like, was that a first down? You have the Oculus Rift or the PlayStation 5? And you're like, no. Was that a first down? I'm from the USFL. Oh, yes, my friend. Hello, how are you? And you're like, no, I need to know if this is a first down. But did I give you good customer service, please?
And then you just hang up and you continue the conversation. You're like yeah. It was that close?
Oh, okay.
I don't understand how in 2022 that something like that is going to be like that expensive, though.
What do you mean? Like
it's not, which is why Belichick makes fun of it.
Like,
it's not that expensive, but
it's like an RFID or whatever. Like we do it at fucking ski mountains all the time. Like you don't even have to take your pass out of your jacket. They just wand it and it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Where
like
are you putting the chip in the ball?
the fucking tips in the back. I don't know.
So both tips?
Yeah, why not?
So
both tips.
So you heard me. So now the ball goes in sideways. Technically, that middle part is going to be farther out.
Yeah.
There's a problem there, because then you're not being accurate, like to inches.
Yeah, then fucking revert back to fucking video and fucking say,
So
look,
how
it's
about-
all.
how about we just keep it how it is? And
I
just
mean,
say,
I'm not
hey,
opposed
listen,
to just keep it how it is.
There's an element of human error here. Deal with it. I mean, granted, I get people's willingness, people's want not to deal with human error, especially when you have, an owner, Koff, Miami, who's paying his coach $100,000 a game to not win. And you might think like, you know what? Maybe I do want that microchip because I really do want to see where that fucking ball was.
There's that too.
There's that element of it, but that's a whole nother topic. That this is, I get it. People want to be definitive. They want to know the answers. But, man, let me tell you, you are opening a can of worms that you will never close. It does not. And because then once you have the computer chip, and you're like, well, we have better microchips and we have better balls. And now the ball is just digital, and we're just going to pretend to throw it. And we've got these things. And then next thing you know, fucking football's being played in a VR simulator. And you're like, well, this isn't football at all.
Do you remember when Bill Nye, the fucking science
It's like virtuosity, and you're like, this sucks.
Bill Nye, the science guy, who was a Seahawks fan, was so mad about Deflategate, the Patriots beating them in the Super Bowl and the whole Malcolm Butler deception thing.
Bill Nye, not a real scientist, by the way.
Exactly. He said the NFL should fill the balls with like some kind of like cold compressed air and then take a heat like sensor and stare at the field. That way they can see through all the players. They can know exactly where the ball is because they can tell by the temperature of the ball. And everyone just stared at him like, you want the players to play with an ice cold ball? But he was,
and not only that, but you also know like
it would just acclimate.
What
and then
happened?
You couldn't
Right?
see
What do you
any-
think?
No, you have to constantly keep doing.
What do you think?
Stick a hand warmer in there and just
Hold
jam
on.
it in there.
Yeah, let me think. Let's see. Week 1 in Miami, in an outdoor stadium, or what used to be an outdoor stadium. 90 degrees,
Still
100%
outdoors.
humidity.
Don't worry, Bill Nye. We still
yeah, let me-
like you, dude. You
let me-
still
Bill Nye sucks. Fuck that guy.
He's out.
He's a fucking douchebag. Great show when I was a kid.
I
but
always liked him. Yeah, I always loved that fucking show.
Fuck him. He's a chode. Fucking.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But
What I miss? Shit.
He became like a huge asshole like last
Really?
decade. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. You don't remember all of his fucking.
Is he like some fucking super lib?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Oh no,
then.
he's like super into politics and like it's.
Is he lib?
Yeah.
All right, then fuck him.
I
That's all
mean,
I wanted to
you
know.
can have.
Let's put it this
you can
way.
be either
He
side.
voted for the same people as Sean.
That's not no.
Whoa,
So here's a
whoa,
difference. Here's a difference of
whoa,
opinion,
whoa,
asshole.
Wait, what?
Here's the
I
difference.
am not aware of this.
Here's the difference
Yes,
of
you are.
opinion. Here's the difference of opinion. I don't act insane. I just vote like how I think it would help benefit me.
You don't have to defend yourself. I mean,
I'm not defending myself.
which, God damn it, if you wanted to vote how you benefited you,
Yeah, that's pretty goddamn selfish. Now look where the fuck it got us. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
You're right. I'm not even saying you're wrong.
you selfish son of a bitch.
It's like me saying I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm gonna bet all of our money on this. I'm wrong. Fuck.
Well, it's like they say, like Republicans might not be the answer to all of your problems, but Democrats are definitely the cause of them. So whatever. But we'll leave the politics there for now.
Yeah.
But no, as far as Angel Hernandez goes in the officiating thing, like this has got. Angel Hernandez just needs to go because every single time we see a controversial call like this or something exploding and people flipping the fuck out, it's always with this dude. Or like Sean said, West. Like there's those two guys, which I'm pretty sure West is gone. We've got it. Like Angel Hernandez just needs to be removed. Like be like, listen, bro, hang it up. You're done. We don't need you anymore. thank you very much. We got younger, better players to do this. Now, see ya. Go. Bye. Just get out.
Would be the best. I would absolutely love it.
It would. And it would make for a better game of baseball. But baseball, again, and this is why you never have to worry about like the electronic strike zone or anything like that and all that kind of shit. Because baseball is so fucking stuck in their ways that they let guys like Angel Hernandez still call games. So they're never going to go like, they still think it's 1912. They're like, what?
Yeah, they're like, fuck it, we like the controversy. It gets people fired up.
I swear to God, fucking, was it Bud Selig sits there and looks and goes, what do you mean Negroes can play baseball? What year is this?
You're like, long gone.
Jesus Christ. Not Bud Selig. Rob Manfred, sorry. But Rob Manfred, he's like, what do you mean Negroes can play?
Bud Selig.
2022,
Rob,
bro.
it's 2022. It's, Jackie Robinson. Like, he kind of broke this whole thing down. Like, remember? And you're like, huh?
He didn't
He's
want...
like, I don't know. I was too busy playing golf at Augusta.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want the job to begin with. He's like, I'm trying. He's
Yeah.
like George Costanza with the Yankees. I'm trying
really
to get
is.
fired.
He really is. I really do believe Rob Manfred has been trying to get fired for the better part of the last decade, and MLB's just like, nope, you're fucking stuck with this job, asshole.
No, you're right.
Because nobody else
They
wants
come
it.
up to him. They're like, hey, we really want to make Shohei Ohtani and all these guys the face of the companies. And the marketing people go, he goes, oh, I'll take a look at this. They leave right to the trash. And he's like, just goes back to what he's doing.
It's like,
yeah.
Fuck this shit. He's
Doesn't
like,
care.
I've already made my money. I don't care. I don't care about baseball. I don't want to be here. He's like, I just want to fucking get fired. Will someone please fire me? And all the owners are like, no, we can't get anybody to replace you, so fuck off.
Look at 2 months ago. He was so excited the season wasn't starting. He was like, hey, another great day of negotiations.
Literally laughing and giddy. When talking about the potential with the holdout being extended, he's literally laughing like, yes, this is the best case scenario.
Yes.
You're like, what?
We played it on the show, and he was just like, well,
He is
another
just,
great day.
And I would love to say he's a clueless moron, but he's not. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Isn't he an attorney? Like, he's like before.
Yeah, most of those guys do. They start
I
off
think
as
he was like a
attorneys and-
well-off like attorney.
Like
Like, he did very well.
Goodell was a lawyer, I think.
No, I think Goodell was like a. He's
Maybe
probably a
advisor.
public defender. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's one of those court-appointed guys.
It's like,
you know?
he's like.
That's what I mean. Like the shit bags they hand you because they're like.
The one where you can tell if you're gonna win or lose a case just by how long his pants are.
Yeah.
You know, they walk in, he's got the long. I'm fucked.
Comes in with a stack of files this week. Oh shit! You're my 13th case this week. Who are you again?
Yeah.
Dude, what? Like, I'm innocent. Not according to this, you're not. So we're gonna settle. No.
Paul sees him walk in. Oh my God, they're cuffed. It's over.
We're fucked. Yeah. Looks like Joe Pesci in the casino.
He pulls up in like a beat ass like 2004 Prius, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
He's got like the bumper.
2004 Prius.
He's got like the bumper sticker on it that says like
the Save Buzzards Bay.
From, like 25
segregation
years ago.
is
is torture or something like that.
Yeah,
What do they use to call seg unit? Solitary confinement.
Oh, yeah.
Solitary confinement is torture, and it's like coexist.
Yeah, with all this.
And it's just like
Yeah,
and it's like a whooped up Prius with like 72 dents in it. It's like, God damn it, the only thing that'd be worse is if you pulled up in an
It's
Altima.
got the fucking dead bear on
Kiss
the back.
my
You know what I
ass.
mean? Fucking great.
I always forget you drive an Altima.
The memes with the Ultimas lately, like that one from I don't know what movie it was, the horror movie there, Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, I sent that one to the team
That
the
was
other day.
that was really funny.
Me doing 105 miles an hour, Nissan Altima on your ass.
Like, it's always like somebody asked me, though, like, I was having this conversation one time with somebody, and they were like, what's the scariest thing you've ever seen on the highway and like or like driving? And everybody was going around. I was talking to like a bunch of my friends that were like first responders, and they're like, the scariest thing was like, oh, I saw this guy and he rolled over, and this guy got ejected, and like this and that, and like all they're talking about all like these real life scenarios. And I was like, yeah, the scariest thing I've ever seen on the highway. It was like a white Altima with a banged up quarter panel and Rhode Island plates. And I was just like, I was terrified. I shit my pants.
And then everybody's like, oh, yeah.
I pulled off the road and I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
This asshole, man.
Yep. I love,
And of course, it's always got the Steelies because they're missing all the hubcaps for various different reasons.
Guy's got a 30-mile-an-hour donut. He's straight up passing you in the middle lane. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm in the left lane. Why are you even on the highway?
I don't know why. I feel like we started this Altima drivers thing, and then all of a sudden it just must have caught fire because everybody.
But we started this. We were saying this back in like 2008.
2002, 2003.
Oh, maybe. I mean, yeah, because Ultimates kind of sucked back then too. They always have sucked.
Love it. Love them. Great on gas. Speedy.
But yeah,
I don't understand. It's like every single time I'm just like, why the fuck is this dude like driving like an oh, it's an Altima, never mind.
Yeah.
Every time. And then you add the Rhode Island plates, and that's like when you're playing Keno and you get the multiplier and you're like, oh shit, 3-time multiplier. And it's
Yeah,
like, yep.
Rhode Island plates makes any car a variable though. You never know what
I saw
get
a list the
them.
other day of like people who were saying like, oh yeah, like worst drivers or whatever, and they were like New Jersey, this, that, Connecticut, and I'm like,
No,
whoa.
Rhode Island always wins.
No, this list did not have Rhode Island even in the top 5, and they
What?
had Massachusetts above Rhode Island. I was like, whoa. Okay, I don't defend Massachusetts for much. Okay, I really loathe this state and pretty much everybody who lives in it. But I will say that we are not the worst drivers, not even close.
No. Well, here's my take on it. Massachusetts, everybody else, you all suck at driving, but at least Massachusetts shitty drivers are still better than the best Rhode Island drivers.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Take the best. The best Rhode Island driver is like a 6 at the party in Massachusetts.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but don't get
That's
me wrong.
being
Massachusetts drivers fucking blow, with the exception of myself, obviously. 'cause
I'm an excellent driver. I'm the best driver I know.
Pretty much.
I know how. Because you know what makes a good driver? Actively engaging in driving.
Right.
Being actively engaged in the act of driving and operating a motor vehicle makes you a very good driver.
Right.
If you can sit there and look ahead and say, this is a 2-lane highway and we're a half a mile from an exit that's going to be merging. No, there's nobody in the left lane. Maybe I should just slide over to avoid this huge line of cars that's getting on. Nope, I'm going to stay right here and then jam on my brakes.
Yeah, it's fucking
And
bad.
try to squeeze in and then go like this to the cars that are merging, and they're going to go. And then those people are going to be like, oh, no, I'm scared. And they're going to slam on their brakes.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, the one guy who knows what he's doing is like, okay, you're supposed to accelerate when you merge onto a highway.
Right.
And then
he's
rear
the
ends
one
it.
that almost caused the accident
Yeah.
because everybody else sucks.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's fucking true. Getting on the fucking exit. God forbid, it's the most dangerous thing in the world.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's the most dangerous thing in the goddamn world, trying to merge onto a fucking highway and the guy in front of you is doing 40 miles an hour.
I'm so glad I don't have to ever touch 24 again.
Oh, man, what a shit show that
24
fucking road
is always a gamble of you choose to die. It's the Family Guy episode where they make fun of the Asian women drivers. And you're in the left lane. Okay, I got to take this exit. Good luck.
Yeah,
and just cuts off everybody in the path.
It's fucking bad.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we actually have that video for later in the show.
Wow, shocker.
Yeah.
Is she driving a Nissan Altima in that too?
Probably.
Yeah, or a RAV4.
I mean, she's Asian, so she's definitely driving a Nissan
Jeez.
or a Toyota.
CRV.
Yeah.
Something
CRV,
like that,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. 774-992-8702. We're going to keep it right here on baseball for a couple more minutes because we do have one other thing to get into in terms of baseball because Miguel Cabrera had his 3,000th hit.
Oh, good. Something I know nothing about. Drink time.
You don't know about baseball?
Not really, dude. No.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
He's like, no.
He'll be right back. He's going to be back in 2 minutes. Yo, look, he put it in the trash receptacle this time. Usually I have to clean up like 4 empties from over here on the side of the desk and put them over there. I'm like,
He's like, what?
God damn, I'm like, they're right here. Jesus Christ. But anyway, so Mickey got his 3,000th hit. And it got me thinking the other night, and my cousin actually texted me.
Was he 38? How old is he?
39, I believe.
Jesus.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
I feel like he's been in the league for like 20 years.
Miggy is 39 years old. Did you know he's the same age as Robinson Cano?
Robinson Cano's 39?
Yeah.
These guys just...
So's Yadier Molina.
These guys just don't
Joey
die.
Votto is 38. Nelson Cruz is 41.
I believe Nelson Cruz is 41.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So anyway.
Nelson Cruz actually might be 45, to be honest with you.
Right, we don't actually know, do we?
No, not with Nelson Cruz.
No, we don't. He's one of the ones that didn't have a birth certificate, right?
He came here and he was like, I'm only 20. And they're like, my man, you are at least 30 years old.
You are at least 30 years old. So
Bartolo Colon is like, what, 48?
Gotta be.
Like real 48.
No, I know it. I think
on paper he's like 45.
I don't think we actually know. how old he is. But so this whole Miguel Cabrera getting 3,000 hits thing, it actually kind of gave me, it woke me up a little bit the other night because my cousin texted me and he asked me, he says, is Miguel Cabrera the greatest hitter of our generation?
No.
Based on these 3,000 hits and his stats. And I said, oh, hold on. I said, oh, thank you, sir.
Yep.
What kind of soda water did you use?
The same one that you had to open downstairs.
Oh, I didn't have one open downstairs.
Surprise to you.
This better not be fucking lemonade.
No.
Okay. It got me thinking, like, is he the best hitter of our generation? And I said, I don't think I would put him at number one, but I would have to put him in the top three in terms of Pujols, Bonds, and Miggy, because when you really break it down, dude, like, and I'm saying break it down, and I'm not even saying, I'm sorry, what I'm saying is you don't really even have to, like, go too deep into this. It's not even close, dude. Miguel is up there.
He's up there, but I don't think he's number one.
I would still put Bonds number one.
Well, I
But
I
the
took
only
Bonds out
argument,
of the equation.
the only argument my cousin had, he said, you could make the argument Bonds wasn't our generation.
He wasn't. He's the Maguire-Sosa generation.
He was the generation before.
Yes.
So, okay, I see that.
I think it's Albert still.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. What's your point?
No. I just said I think it was Albert Pujols by a mile. I think Albert was the best generational hitter for our generation that we've watched baseball. This is nothing new.
I know.
So, I don't know. If anybody says Miguel Cabrera, he's up there. He's absolutely number one or number two. No, he's not number one to me.
But nobody's going to put Bonds up there, though, because this whole asterisk bullshit and all that. So, like.
Well, no, I actually think a lot of people are actually more open to the idea of letting the cheaters in more. Like, I think that's actually.
Right.
The baseball writers want nothing to do with it. Baseball writers are like, oh, no, he's a terrible human being. Like, he'll never be allowed in.
Right. According to them,
but
yeah.
The fans are like, dude, like, these guys are like jamming needles in their necks before games. Like, let these guys in. Like,
no shit. I mean, you still have to put an ass ton of work into anything that you do, regardless if you're on. In today's day and age, they could just be like, yeah, my libido was through the floor, so I went to Centogenics, and here I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, now it's like, oh, okay, good for you,
Kind of like Big Hurt and Doug Flutie are peddling steroids now.
Barry Bonds before steroids, amazing Hall of Fame player. Barry Bonds after steroids, amazing Hall of Fame player.
Right.
Just amplified his recovery time and his ability to just keep going. Right.
So if you look at the numbers that we have here, okay, so I'm going to put this up here. This is the total number of hits amongst active players. I don't know how well you're going to be able to read it on your screen, but it is the total number of hits amongst active players. So Albert Pujols is number one with 3308 at 42 years old after 22 years in the league. Miggy is now number two at 3,000. I went down this list earlier to dissect who could possibly be, because the question came up was, how long is it going to be before we see another 3,000 hit player? Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, long odds. We might not see one again for 20, 30, 40 years.
Trout at 21. No, I think Trout has a chance.
No,
Trout's at 1,500. He's only 30 years old.
He's at 1434 right now.
Yeah, 30 years old.
At 30.
He came into the league at 22.
So, at 29 years old, Cabrera had 1,802 hits.
I said it's possible.
At 30 years old, Pujols had 1,900.
Shit.
Okay? So the only two guys that I looked at that looked like they might have a chance at this were Elvis Andrus and Jose Altuve. Because if you look at Altuve,
I can't see his number. Where is
32 years old, 1,783 hits. Elvis Andrus, 33 years old, 1,875 hits. Those are the only two guys that I could find, and I went through this pretty well. I mean, you could make the argument for Freddie Freeman,
no,
but he's not that type of dude.
No.
I think Altuve and Andrus are the only two guys that are going to have a crack at this. And even then, it's still going to be a tall order.
Right.
Like, this is not an easy thing to do. There's a reason why there's only two guys right now that are on. I mean, Robinson Cano is third at 39 years old, same age as Miguel Cabrera. And granted, 3 less seasons, 26-31.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot of ground to make up.
Right.
So when you look at like Yadier Molina, 19 seasons, 39 years old, 2,117.
Damn.
Long way to go. These guys were prolific hitters. You've basically got to average like 180 hits a year.
Right. Won a game.
In order to get, or better than one a game.
Better than won a game.
Like, I mean, if you look at their stats in these guys and like in their primes, they were hitting like 200 a year. You know what I mean? Like 200, 192, 198, 200, 201. Right. You know what I mean? That was like kind of the high water mark for these guys. So this is a very difficult statistic to hit. And it's not easy. It's one of those things like, will we – and you look at that list, after Altuve and Andrus, I mean, bro, I hate to say it, Mike Trout, no, it's not happening.
I think it's a possibility. He has 10 years.
But Mike Trout's not that dude.
But
Mike Trout's not that dude, bro. I'm telling you, the two youngest guys that were on that list were Altuve and Andrus. Altuve's 32, and he's got 1,783.
Trout's younger, though.
Trout's younger, but he's still way off the pace, dude. You're talking about 2 years, and he's going to make up 150 hits a year.
Didn't he come into the league 8 years ago at 22?
Altuve?
No. Trout.
Trout's got 12. Trout has the exact same amount of seasons in the league as Altuve does. They've both played 12 seasons.
12 seasons already?
Yeah.
He came in at 18?
Yeah.
Trout's been around for a minute now, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I thought he came in at 22.
Nope. He came in at he's got 12 seasons under his belt. That's why I said Andrus and Altuve, because Andrus is at 33 years old with 14 seasons, and he's at 1875.
How many seasons did it take Pujols and Cabrera to get 3,000? 3,000 flat, just 3,000.
It took Cabrera 20.
20 years to get to 3,000?
I'm fairly certain Pujols got there a little bit quicker than that, but
Pujols got
not
there
by
like
much.
37 years old.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Pujols.
I've got the thing. Let's see.
Pujols.
I'm going to say, because he got 2020. Let's see, hits.
I still can't believe the Cardinals let him go, like over a decade ago. And he's still playing.
Pujols?
Yeah.
I know.
They were just like, man, you over the hill. And he's like, I'm going to hit like another 3,000.
I know. He's like, okay.
Damn, Pujols got it in 2017.
Oh, 5 years ago already.
Sorry,
What
at the
the hell?
sorry, it was 2018, because he finished the season with 2,968 hits
Oh, so
in
he
17,
was 35. Wow.
and then in 18. So yeah, Pujols, which again to me, when it
That's
comes down,
impressive.
when we're talking about the greatest hitter of our generation, you know, Pujols is 100% in the conversation. And I said that, and I said, you got to look at Al and you got to look at Bonds, and my cousin was like, oh fuck, I totally forgot about Albert. Like, people forget he's still playing. He's at 3,300 hits, dude. And on top of that, when you look at this guy's got, you're talking about 681 home runs. He's 19 away from 700. Forget for 1 second the hits. We might never see another 700 home run.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Who's the next closest with home runs?
Who the hell knows?
I'll tell you right now.
Probably a couple hundred short anyway, right?
Dude, this is why they should allow steroids back in baseball.
That's what I'm saying.
They made a huge – when Alex Rodriguez hit 700, didn't he? They made a huge thing of it. I'm almost positive Alex Rodriguez did it, and if he didn't, I'm going to be embarrassed. But they made like a huge deal of it. Maybe it was for 600.
A-Rod finished his career with 696, which was just
696?
painful to not see it.
So they made a big thing for 600 for him.
Miguel Cabrera is the next. So Albert Pujols is at 681. There is nobody active on this list until you get down to number 28 with Miguel Cabrera at 502.
Oof.
What the fuck?
So Miguel Cabrera is the highest active. Nelson Cruz is right behind at 451.
Well, Pujols
but
is
he's
on
got
there, you said?
18 seasons and 41. As far as active guys go, dude, I would bet I would place a pretty fair chunk of money that I will never see another 700 home run hitter
unless they create more steroids.
Unless they
take
drastically change the rules on what guys are allowed to take, performance-enhancing drugs. I mean, maybe MLB juices the balls again. I don't know.
What's Hank Aaron, 741?
I believe that was at 741. Well, Barry was the number one.
7.
762. Aaron was 755.
Fuck, who's 741?
No one. Babe Ruth was 714. That's what you're thinking of. You
okay.
you flip the
Dyslexic.
yeah
number.
Dyslexia.
Yeah. You dyslexic to the number.
You
You dyslexed that, bro. You dyslexed that. So when you fucking break it down, dude, like we're probably never gonna see another 700 home run hitter. We might never see another 3,000 hit guy.
Crazy.
Bernie Mac did it.
Which I believe. But do you?
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I know.
But don't you think this is what MLB wants though?
No.
Don't you think? No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that MLB wants it because they think it's good for the ratings or the money. Look, MLB is going to be here whether we watch it or not. Major League Baseball is going to be just fine.
Dude,
the
I don't
ratings
know.
don't matter. Everything's going to be just fine. It's a worldwide game. There is more money in other countries, just like the NBA. The NBA ratings in this country have been in the tank for the last 15 plus years. Sans the Celtics and Lakers in the finals. And once LeBron leaves, I hate to break it to everybody. Once LeBron leaves, the NBA is going to find itself in a giant fucking hole.
Tatum.
It's not going to happen. No one cares. He's not that polarizing.
Giannis isn't either.
Neither one of them are that polarizing. You need a guy that people love to hate because where do you get? You're going to get half of your views are going to come from people rooting for the guy, and then your other half of your views are going to come from people like me who love to hate watch and root against people.
I will watch something specifically just to root against somebody. I will.
So
yeah, same here.
But regardless, baseball is not going anywhere. Baseball is going to be around for a very, very long time. It's been around for 100 plus years. It ain't going anywhere. If it survived the 20s, it's going to be fine. If it survived Jimmy Carter, it'll be fine. If it survived, COVID, it'll be fine.
Obama, it'll be fine.
Jimmy Carter.
No, but I think, honestly, it's probably not good for Major League Baseball if this does happen more frequently because then it just becomes like a normal thing.
It waters it down.
I like the fact that there's is this guy who are clearly, Hall of Fame, nasty fucking players. Are they even going to make it? That's what separates the greatest from the elites. You know what I mean? And there's that little notch, that 3,000 hit or that 763rd fucking home run or whatever it's going to do to separate you. That I don't like the fact that it would happen too much. You know what I mean? I like that it's far and few between.
All I want to see, let these guys take whatever the fuck they want. They're gambling with their own lives. I respect it. I want to see a guy go out there, throw 127 miles an hour, which is as fast as fucking possible.
Just XLB.
And then I want to see Barry Bonds' son.
I want to see the XLB.
I want to see Bobby Bonds or whatever the hell his name is.
Fucking aluminum bats with dudes on.
Not even aluminum bats. I just want to see the guy out there just so jacked he just has to cut off his sleeves and it's just like arms are out.
Yeah,
and he just cranks balls.
Jason Giambi in 2003.
To answer Sarah's question.
Molina was on there.
Yeah, Molina's number 4. He's got 2,117 hits, but he's also 19 seasons deep and 39 years old.
So he's a little over the hill.
Yeah, but the Molina brothers never die, so he might be playing until he's 65.
Yeah. You just got that good blood.
Got that good blood.
Look at Bartolo Colon.
Genetics.
Bartolo Colon immediately, when he's not playing for Major League Baseball, goes to whatever country he's from, is pitching in the woods of the wilderness, with rocks and shit.
Right.
Yeah, I shared that video last year.
Yeah.
Him pitching rocks,
literally,
to dudes, and I'm like,
but with sticks. They were playing hoop and stick with rocks,
and they're on the mountainside, and he's just yeet, just whipping at these kids.
It's that Rocky mentality, man. You got to go out and train in the snow with logs and shit.
So I mean, I guess after you've basically got Elvis Andrus, who's a longtime Texas Ranger. I think he's in Oakland A now, and then Altuve, who's he's gonna die a Houston Astro, which my dude.
I always liked Altuve. Yeah.
Love Altuve.
Even as a Sox fan, I still like Altuve.
Love Altuve. Love the Astros. The Astros are probably going to win the World Series this year again.
I love to root against Altuve. Just too small for me to cheer for.
That's why I like him. I'm like, look at this little
that's
short
what
dude
it is.
out here ripping it up.
You're married to the shortest woman I know, and you have midget phobia.
For my athletes.
For your athletes.
For my athletes.
Because it's not the cheating scandal. It wasn't the buzzers. It wasn't the videotaping, the sign stealing, none of that. No. He's too short.
Yeah.
He's just too small for me.
He's too cocky to be that small.
So do you like George Springer?
But he swings a big bat.
Not really.
No, you don't like Springer?
Springer's okay.
George Springer's what, Toronto now?
Well, when he was on the Stros.
I mean, he was higher on my list because he was taller.
I remember seeing him. I remember seeing him in person. I was just like, holy fuck. I'm like, that dude's tall as shit. He was fucking big. I was like, that's a big motherfucker.
You know, Correa was like, I liked Correa.
No, Correa's on the Blue Jays.
Oh, he's gone now. Yeah.
Yeah, Springer went somewhere else.
I
Springer and
like
Correa both
Correa.
gone. But the kid they got to fill in at shortstop there, the
ridiculous.
rookie.
He's 21 years
second-year
old.
player. He's fucking nasty.
Is that Wander Franco? Whatever his name is?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember his name.
Bro,
off the
you
top
see
of
how
my
much his rookie card sold for?
No.
$112,000.
Wow.
Is that a lot?
$112,000.
Well, I know cards these days are like, oh, this one's like fucking $3 million or like whatever. But
yeah, it depends. It's like
I wouldn't.
shit.
I wouldn't know. I don't care. I didn't even know trading cards were still a thing. So
no, I didn't either. But
I found out like a year ago they were still a thing.
Dude, I was up at Sousa when I was working there, and these dudes are going fucking nuts. They're talking about trading cards, and I'm like trading cards, and he was like, yeah, like cards, like baseball cards, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't want to like knock the dude's
still red hot.
I didn't want to like knock the dude's hobby or nothing because that's not me. Like I don't do that shit. But I'm like, I'm not wasting a fucking second talking about fucking trading cards. All right, and I just I didn't even engage.
No,
in
it's like sorry, man. Like I've had sex this week, so I'm not talking about.
Still
it.
red hot.
Yeah,
Still red hot.
It's crazy. I know cards. Didn't the Luka card sell for like
over $1 million?
I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude,
it's like NFTs.
Some of the
I'd rather buy a fucking NFT, a monkey banana thing.
That's exactly
or
what
whatever.
it is, dude. NFTs are just modern day trading cards. They're all it's all just a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
It's just it's only the only value is what you think it's worth.
Exactly.
And it's literally just a piece of cardboard with a guy's picture on it.
Insane to me.
Yeah. 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. We're talking baseball. We're going to talk to Celtics and Nets in the first hour. We've got about 40 minutes to go. And still a lot to get to, actually. So let's talk. Let's show this video here real quick for those of while we're still on the baseball thing. Boston fans, I mean, look, we get a bad rap, and I mean by we, I mean people who live in this area. And one thing that will get me to defend Boston fans is guys like Torrey Hunter and Adam Jones, who will call Boston fans racist, and they will say stupid shit about Boston fans, and the Bomani Joneses and the Dan Lebitards and stuff like that love to just kind of dogpile on Boston and be like, well, it's a racist city. Of course they say racist shit.
Right.
Torrey Hunter is sitting there saying like, there's like a gaggle of like 7 little kids like under 10 years old chanting the N-word at him while the parents are all drinking beers and high-fiving, and it's like, well, wait, when did that happen and how? And he's like, oh, it happened. And it's like, yeah, but when? He's like this one time. And you're like, no, but like, can you give us a specific, like, well, I don't remember. I try to block it out. It was so terrible and traumatizing. You're like, uh-huh. Right. But then he goes on like WEEI and like after they fire Jerry and Kirk and stuff and like that, and they're just like sitting there like, well, I don't get it, Torrey. I don't know why people just don't believe you. Like, oh my God, like you're such a believable guy. And it's like he just made up the most ridiculous fucking off the top story and you're fucking running with it. Oh right, that's because John Henry and Lyda Pizzuti said, if you want to keep the Red Sox on WEEI, you better fucking run with this because Boston fans are racist and that sells newspapers. Mm-hmm. And the Boston Globe sucks, and that's the only thing that we can get to sell it. So anyway, long story short, there's not much that I will do to defend. There's not much that can get me to defend Boston fans because they are primarily fair weather fans. They are primarily blowhards in pink hats, and they don't know what they're fucking talking about. I'm surrounded by them daily. Okay, I get it. Like, I see it all the time, and, he's like, oh, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback. And you're like, oh, really? Wow, yeah, why is that? Whatever, I can have that argument all day, but it doesn't matter.
It's factual.
It's not. But, the only reason I say Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time, it's just a weird thing. It's like I have 2 eyes, and I watch football. And I have a full brain, not a half of one. So it's crazy. It's like I come to these conclusions. I'm like, I'm an asshole like that. I don't know what to do. But this video kind of sums up, like, look, Boston fans, like, we get a bad rap. But Yankee fans and New York fans, y'all suck pretty hard too. Like, and Sean's going to kind of give us a little bit of a different take on this one because I think he's got a point, but
video.
Just check it out.
So Straw had some beef with the fans. Climbed up to have a word. Mercado.
He's got beef with the fans. He's got big beef with the fans. He scales the fence. I mean, look at this motherfucker. He jumps up there and he's like, whoa, I'm going to go up this fence and I'm going to get in your face. And Sean, I mean, just tell us, Sean, what was said that made this man from the Cleveland, whatever they're called now, Guardians, Commanders,
Indians.
Yeah, they'll just always be the Indians to me. Well, what did the Cleveland Chief Wahoos player say?
Can you stall and I'll get you the video and I'll send it in the chat?
Sure.
Yeah, stall for me.
Stalling in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Stalled. No, this guy so. Have you ever? I mean, I've been to fans. We've seen a lot of this over the last couple of months, especially in the NBA in the last 3 to 4 years, where fans are just coming out, or players are coming out and getting right in the face of fans who heckle them. Like they're becoming overly sensitive.
Westbrook.
And there's really no excuse for it. Like, I'm sorry, but you're paid millions of dollars to play a game. Part of your salary is paid by those people that are sitting in the stands. Those people are allowed to tell you, you suck. Now, there are lines.
Yes, there are.
That you shouldn't cross, okay?
Right. But heckling has always been a part of fan-player.
As a fan, if I'm sitting behind the Yankees dugout, in Fenway, and David Wells is warming up, and I'm going, boo, you suck.
He's fat.
I'm like, you should not eat as much food as you do. Like these just completely monotone, just horrible insults that aren't even that funny.
I'll be right there, bro.
Yeah.
Where's the beep? Boop, boop.
Boop.
There we go.
Beep.
So officially you have the video now. But once Joey plays this video on screen, I want you to listen to what was actually being said to these Guardians players in the outfield. You're thinking, you're thinking N-word, anti-Semitism, racist. Like you're thinking all this stuff. You're like Majoda. Like you're thinking of all these things that could be going down.
I was just yelling for the mascot. I swear.
Yeah,
which was true though. He really was.
Rocky.
Yeah.
He's saying what?
Yeah, that was funny. He's with his kids. Jesus, I know that people just assume.
People were clapping for him.
That was funny.
It really did sound like the N-word.
Yeah,
it
I was like, whoa.
Did.
And then I realized quickly afterwards, after I saw the other video and what, the whole. The whole story ended up surfacing, obviously, and it was just like, oh, okay. I wouldn't think.
All right. Do you want to see what was said?
Yes. So let's hear what was said.
So let's hear what was said.
Oh, this will be good.
To this Cleveland Indians outfielder that made him scale the fence and get in the face of the fans. Let's take a look.
You melted it! Tito, we love you! Tell Terry Francona to fuck off. Stay down, Quan! Come on, get mad! Get mad! Get mad! Get mad! Get mad! I'm from Cleveland! I'm from Cleveland! Go Guardians! Come on, Sproul! Fuck that! Fuck that! Come on, Sproul! Fuck that! Hit me, motherfucker! What are you doing? I said
So
hit me, motherfucker!
So you heard that. First of all, I have to laugh at one part when I'm going to get to it. You heard you melted talking about just one of the players.
Yeah.
You're faking it. Get mad. Get mad. Get mad. Get mad. One guy, make it believe he's mentally challenged, goes, I'm from Cleveland.
Yeah, I heard that.
Most people from Cleveland do suffer from mental deficiency.
He goes, I'm a Guardian. I had cries. And then the one guy, tell Terry Francona to fuck off. That was the worst thing. Tell Terry Francona to fuck off.
Right.
That was
All I
it.
kept hearing was that girl saying, I love you. And I'm like, what the fuck else is somebody else saying?
No, I think she was a Cleveland fan who was just screaming, I love you to the players.
Right.
But everyone else, that one guy was literally yelling, get mad, you're faking it, you're soft, you're melted. That is what set him over the edge?
That's insane.
I can't tell when one person tells me I melted too. I'm going to squeeze this back.
I know.
What are we talking about here? That is not trash talk. And then I'm going to say something. I don't give a shit what people think of me. I'm fucking glad people threw shit at him. Fuck them. Yeah. Those guys were such bitches. And they were going to threaten to climb the fence and have the fans, fight them. I'm glad they got the soda thrown at them. Fuck those guys.
I don't get it, man. Like you said, dude, these players these days are just so goddamn soft.
I mean, but at least I appreciate
so
that guy, going up the fence and getting in the fans' faces rather than going to the media afterwards and being like, they said something racist.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
It's like, sir. you're a middle-aged white male. That doesn't work here. Well, why not? God damn it! Like,
would that
it's
set
so
you
real
off?
to me.
If someone was at softball and you were there, and some guy was like, "Get mad, you probably would actually."
No, I'm the guy that yells "Get mad."
Yeah.
I got suspended or got threatened to get suspended for 2 games because I was heckling another team while I wasn't even playing. I was in the parking lot, and I was in the parking lot at Jones Beach heckling another team. And I got threatened. They threatened to suspend me for 2 games because the other team cried and bitch
You damn kid.
so much. Cough, cough, Rose Alley, cough, cough.
Yeah, I don't understand why people can't take the heat these days. I think that makes it all fun.
But that was nothing
part
to
of the
me.
fun.
Like, if anything, if they were defending Terry Francona, first of all,
right,
tell Terry Francona to fuck off. Really, honest to God, really funny.
It's not like he was that Eagles fan who was telling Tom Brady he was going to fuck his wife.
Yeah,
You know what
and he wasn't even telling Tom Brady. He was just telling his own social media followers.
We've heard way worse from fans.
Tom Brady, I'm going to fuck your wife.
Yeah, like, whoa, yeah.
Basketball players getting off of a bus?
Oh, in
Crazy.
China? Yeah, don't go to China.
Yeah, if you want to hear some crazy shit, go to China as an African-American basketball player playing for the United States.
Don't do that.
Listen, I mean, when
play the video, but
when you saw that video,
I think we get thrown off Facebook.
Like we have friends of mine.
Maybe we can post it on our Twitter account now.
No.
Oh, sick, Elon Musk.
Oh yeah. Okay, that works.
Are we gonna be able to say the F word on Twitter again? Is that gonna be a thing?
No. Probably not.
I mean, I know we can't say it on Facebook because lame. But like, can we just bring that back? Like, that's just like the one
Wait,
fun
you can't
thing
put
to say.
fuck in a post anymore?
Wow.
Not that F word, you idiot.
There's many words you can't say.
Oh, my mind was not there.
Look at that, and that's how
Well,
you
you really can't say that either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know, because
fuck?
I just...
Yo, you can say fuck.
Nah.
Nah, you can definitely say... I say fuck all the time on Twitter.
Usually I just, like, share
Granted,
things.
I only have, like, 119 followers, so they probably don't really care.
Yeah.
But now that Big Daddy Musk is in charge...
Yes.
I mean, I can allegedly say whatever the hell I want.
I'm so happy. Twitter is my favorite platform.
It really has been your favorite platform for the
so
longest time.
long,
I've
and
never
now
used it.
and now it's like the next year. I'm like, I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey there. I'm like, welcome to the West.
I'm going to get back in all those people who blocked me. I'm going to come back and, you know.
Bumani Jones, who's had me blocked for like 4 years.
Bomani Jones. I gotta get the audio clip of Bomani Jones saying like, "And what's the problem with all this? White people."
But listen, you saw that video, and we have some mutual friends who have all like, "Oh, Yankees fans are trash. Yankees fans are trash." And for some reason, I was like, "Man, I don't know." I was like, "Something doesn't seem right here." And it was the Eric. I was like, "Something doesn't seem right here." And I'm like,
"You called it."
I was like, you know. I'm not saying throw trash, but I was like, I've also seen worse stuff happen. Like,
Absolutely.
Meh. And then all of a sudden, that video came out today, and I'm like, they said nothing.
No.
They were just like, they were yelling at him to get mad, and he just like, you got it, and he just climbed the fence.
Could you imagine the things that were said back in like the 2004 ALCS or whatever between the Yankees and the Red Sox and things like that?
Can you
things that were said back
imagine
then?
things that were said before everybody had a camera on their phone,
Right.
that was able to take high quality video and audio.
It's funny. You compare it like back in the day with like say like that specific series and like how
I don't
bad
have to imagine
it was.
I was there.
Right, but I'm saying like that was like old school Xbox Live chat room, where like nowadays is like new school Xbox Live chat room.
I will see if I can find you audio of Jorge Posada being asked a question. And everyone, if you don't know who Jorge Posada was, he was the catcher for the Yankees during their whole run of being like excellent for the early 2000s.
How the hell does anybody not know who Jorge Posada is?
Because young people, I don't know.
We're
So-
not
youngins.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're still kind of the young people. Kind of.
No, we're not. You know what came in the radio the other day? Some song came in the radio, and it was like classic hits, and I was like, the fuck?
Was it Nirvana? Was it Nirvana?
I know. I was just
We were
telling him.
just talking
I was just
about
telling
that
him about a
today.
TikTok. And this little like fucking foofy headed, like he's got like he's the little like long hair, like the sheepdog cut. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like like his like super tight pants and his white socks with his like knockoff whatever like slip-on shoes.
Yeah, white
And
socks
he's
are
like
back.
he's like
Oh.
oldies that you should know about, and it's like Nirvana, and you're like, bro, go fuck yourself. Okay, first of all, no, that's not an oldie. It's barely a classic yet. I mean, it was an instant classic, but it's not even a classic yet. All right, until HJY starts playing it as like a classic hit in the same realm as like AC/DC.
Oh
like,
my god, that's what it was. It was oh my god, Allison Change. Allison Change's classic music now, and I'm like, what?
No.
How?
Yeah, no, that's the TikTok generation trying to rush things.
So
they can go fuck themselves.
So Jorge Posada, they asked them, what's the because it was a Red Sox Yankee series, and I distinctly remember this watching this, and they said, "What's the worst trash talk you've ever heard?" And then they asked it to him in Spanish because he wasn't fluent in English, and he laughed and he goes, "New York," and they said, "No, like what's the worst trash talk?" He said, like his own fans.
Yeah.
He said, I would go back to the dugout. They'd make fun of my ears. They'd tell me I had a hairy back like a gorilla. He said, and he said they made fun of my family, who I'm pretty sure they've never seen. He goes, it's New York. He goes, it was New York all the way. But he was laughing about it. He was like, the worst trash talk were his own, like his fans, like they were the biggest supporters.
New York fans are notorious for that.
Yeah, Yankees fans.
Specifically
Yankees fans.
Yes, Yankees, Knicks.
Well, they expect like dominance at all.
I'm not gonna say like Jets fans.
Giants.
Jets fans. You're lucky they even show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, like hardcore
but Jets fans up until like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago were still pretty prominent.
Dude,
when did Fireman Ed quit?
5 years ago.
Okay, so that was up until then. They were still like there, and Fireman Ed's out there and he's like, fuck yeah, the Jets. And everybody's like,
yeah,
boo, you suck. It's
right.
like, and he's like, yeah, I remember 9/11. They're like, yeah, we can remember 9/11, but we don't need you to remind us. Fuck off.
They tried cancel culture in Fireman Ed.
Yeah, I know.
Because he had like signs like in the early 2000s get the Patriots saying like Tom Brady, and he had like gay gestures on it, and they were like, he's homophobic and he was a firefighter. And he was like,
they're like
he's like, I'm out of here, man.
He's like, geez, you ever seen the things that go on during in a firehouse? I can say whatever the fuck I want.
No shit.
I mean, and then I think it was all that together. He's like, the team sucks. I hate the coach. I hate ownership. I hate my own fans. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Fuck this. I quit. And it was like, well, I mean, he gave it a good run.
They asked
the Jets organization should have taken a long, hard look in the mirror at that point.
That'd be like Barrelman quitting Denver and just being like, fuck this.
So they asked him the very next year after he retired from being a fan, can you make our draft pick announcement for us? Like, that's like an honor from the team to tell you, can you make our draft? He was like, no thanks.
Wow.
But he's still a Jets fan. He's just like, I just prefer to be a Jets fan from afar.
Yeah.
No shit.
I don't want to be involved with you people at all.
Why not? Get a couple bucks off him anyway.
You don't get money for that.
No, they asked you
to
do it.
That'd
be like the Broncos being like,
continue to be affiliated.
Hey,
yes,
we know you're a
pick.
super fan. When you want to come out and announce our draft pick, which I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I'll even put the guy's dick in my mouth after we draft him.
But that's what I'm saying. Keep yourself affiliated until you can be like, all right, finally I want a couple bucks for doing a commercial.
Only if it's a white guy, though.
Last year, they had such a hard time finding fans.
My jaw only opens so much.
They had a Cleveland Browns fan dressed up as the Macho Man Randy Savage, and he came out here and he was like, the Cleveland Browns are going to select, and I was like, this is so bad.
It's so stupid.
There is no Cleveland Browns Macho Man.
They just made him up. They're like, hey, we have a hardcore fan.
This isn't a thing. You're just making this up now.
I would have respected the Browns more if they had a guy just put a fucking paper bag over his head and go make the fucking pick.
No, that'd be more Detroit or New Orleans.
No, I thought the Browns were always the paper bag guys.
No, Detroit
Detroit
took
New
it over.
New Orleans kind of started it back in the 70s when
Oh,
Archie
really?
was there.
I thought the Browns was the start of that. My bad. Look at that. You learn something new every fucking day.
It's branched out. I mean, you go to any team that's been bad for a prolonged period of time.
Right.
And they're all going to have it. I mean, it's just how it is.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Is this
just a random guy?
They just had this random Macho Man guy for Cleveland. I was like, the pick is in. And he goes up there. He's like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. This is last year, right?
That is terrible.
Well,
that is the
most
cringe.
And then,
that is
and then they like let him announce the pick, and he's like, the Cleveland Browns. And everyone's like, who is this guy?
Yeah, that's bad. That's fucking bad.
They just ran out of fans. They just like, I don't know, we just get that guy.
You know, just get that guy. I mean, it's just like, and then because it makes people laugh. People get chuckling, and they're like,
I remembered it. It worked.
The gimmicky thing like that, like I hated that. Like when The Rock came out and did his little like pregame speech at the Super Bowl. Like,
there's a reason
that.
for that.
I know.
Somebody should have just started playing his rap song, and he would have been like, fuck you guys, and just walked off.
You kidding me? He gets like all pumped up with that song. That song is trash.
Have you ever heard that song?
It's awful, of course.
Oh my god, dude.
That's the only thing he can't do.
I was like, whoa, dude.
There's some other things The Rock can't do.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
so they do
actually
that
make
all
the
the time.
NFL.
I've never actually seen any crazy ass first round
Probably can't
pick things
outbench
like
me
that.
either, but whatever.
You know what they should have done? No. The fucking Cardinals should have got like fucking Wee Man to announce when they were going to draft Kyler Murray. That would have been mad funny.
See, that would have been funny.
That would have been funny. Wee Man comes out. Who are they going to get? Kyler Murray, obviously. Look, he's short as shit. No, I don't know.
Now, see, that would be funny. Because then you got Wee Man and Kyler Murray next to each other to juxtapose each other on the stage, and it gives you like a real. It makes Kyler Murray look tall for once.
You know, you give me some good ideas. The Patriots should have John Cena announce their pick because they're just going to trade out, so he doesn't show up anyway.
Yeah, fucking see him. Yeah,
boom.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Why are we not working for the NFL PR department?
We could definitely do some.
Probably
cool
because they'd be like, "Oh, cancel this for sure."
Yeah.
or because we'd end up saying something about banging guys like Chuck here did. And you know.
Oh my God.
This video had me fucking roaring. So
I did watch this. Yeah.
Yeah. So while we're on,
Shaq just
fucked
over
up
there.
funny things.
Was it Shaq and Kenny and the Jet?
Yeah.
Were laughing.
So Shaq, they're doing the pregame, the postgame thing. You talk about just like misspeaking and like just Freudian slip and then not being able to contain yourself. I mean, that's basically what the show is for 2 hours every single week. But
it is funny.
It's funnier when Shaq and Chuck.
When
do
a
it.
guy's banging you, you spin off of him. Those are the worst defenders to play against, actually, because if you can feel their body, come on.
18 points for Joker.
That's
only
peak
nugget
comedy right there.
in
Come
double
on.
figures.
Come on.
That's when you know it's a loss. When a guy's banging you.
Shaq and Kenny,
And you
done.
got to spin off him because you can feel his body, and then Shaq and Kenny just and he looks and he goes, "Oh, come on, man! Like that's
so
not you know
funny.
that's not what I meant." And it's like that's it, it's over. Whatever point you were going to make is lost. It's a wrap. It'd be like if Wee Man came out to introduce Kyler Murray as the number one pick. Like it's just that's that similar same type of stupid fucking humor that we love and enjoy and adore on this show. 774-992-8702. Speaking of dumb shit humor, we got a couple of other things to get into.
Yes.
Too, so
do the other video.
this is so we had Connor Matthews on a couple weeks ago, right? We were talking about fighting, and he's up and coming professional MMA fighter. Sorry. He's gonna do big things, and we're rooting for him. Looking forward to his next fight. You can go back and watch that video on YouTube on our YouTube channel. We have both the video with the full interview, and then on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. We have just the interview with Connor, and then we have the full show as well. If you do go on Spotify, if you want to leave us a 5-star review up there, please go ahead and do. It helps us out greatly. It's one of those things where oh shit, you know what? It's not. Oh fuck me.
What? What happened?
Oh, there we go. Now it's working.
Okay.
Okay, so we're back on Mixler. I don't know.
Thanks, Ben.
I don't know how long that was going on for, but yeah, good looks.
9:34. 45 minutes. So yeah,
that's brutal.
Tried to do it all discreet, but I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
That sucks. That just makes. That's like you should just next time you get that, just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah. Just say, hey, Mixler's not working, because that sucks. Because now it's working. Yeah. That blows. That's just a lot more work for me now. After the show, but anyway, this will be on my Spotify. But anyway, this was a video of well, we all remember the Island Bois, right? The dynamic rap duo that made that little that little hit that went viral in the hot tub. You hear it in our intro every week.
Yep.
Well, anyway, they're giving boxing lessons now. I
saw this.
It's about as good as their music, so yeah, check it out. Look at that hand speed.
Throwing something.
Yeah. I saw that kick real quick. Yeah.
I want to ask Joe Rogan what he thinks about that kick.
Yeah.
I would love to know what Joe Rogan thinks about that. Like, why would you even post that?
I don't know. That's just him training, though, dog. That's just him training.
Where's their hair? What happened to their hair?
I know. Right?
I know.
They cut
Gone.
it all
Shaved it off.
I guess Kodak Black got to him and was like, nah, I want you to chill with the hair and look more like me and rap like me, and I'll sign you to my label like me. And but yeah, no, the Island Boys, man, they out there throwing hands, kid. look, I'm not saying that they're.
Have they done anything other than that lately, or is it just that's just?
I don't know. That just literally came across my desk the other day, and I was like, oh.
I'm a just Island Boy.
Yeah, they just still they're just still going to like. Oh, did they go to the Fury fight and like talk shit to people or something? Did they do that this week?
I think. They did it
ago,
right?
Yeah, they did it at a UFC fight. I forget who was fighting. It was
they were just out there just talking shit.
Shout out to Tyson Fury who knocked out his opponent, which none of us can get video for because you'll be instant like permabanned on Facebook for any kind of.
I didn't even know he was fighting. I'm like, how pathetic is it that unless it's fucking wild, they're like, I didn't see anything. I'm like, that
was his retirement fight too. And then was it Ngakwe? Is that how you say his name from the UFC?
No.
Oh, Francis Ngannou.
Ngannou. I'm sorry, it was Ngannou.
Yeah.
Ngannou came to the ring and was like, "Hey, congratulations, we really should have fought." And he's like, "I'm out. Like I'm back." He's like, "Let's fight." So he like retired and unretired in like 15 seconds.
That's crazy. I don't know why they would do. I hate those like not.
Well, he said he would go to 4-ounce gloves and for Francis. He said he would go down to 4-ounce gloves, which I think is a bad idea for him.
Yeah,
but then
Francis Ngannou's not like a pushover.
But then he wants it in a boxing ring, so he'll Ngannou's a tough ass mother effer. That's some strong fist.
I know that dude's a fucking freak, bro. He's a beast. He's fucking.
If you want an exhibition in how to throw hands. Especially in confined public spaces, you can just do that.
Talk to good old trusty Mike Tyson.
Talk to good old Iron Mike.
We obviously lifted this video from somebody's Instagram or something.
Hey.
There's Iron Mike just
Mike, come on.
some dude on the plane.
And he's not even actually getting like punched.
That's just like those are like little jabs.
That's like an old school like school bus beat down.
Yeah.
You know, like bully kid over the back of the seat, just kind of fucking you up. You know what I mean? Which still sucked, but especially if it's from Mike Tyson.
It's from Mike Tyson.
It still broke skin the hard way.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Tyson got fucked that kid up. What do you think? What would prompt somebody to be so stupid to talk shit to Mike Tyson? Like, look, I mean, I walk around at 6'3", 310, 320 pounds most of the time. All right, I don't get a lot of shit talked to me for that reason. Okay, our youngest brother.
We were just talking about this today at Face.
He's 5'9", 170 pounds, gets a lot of shit talked to him, and gets punched in the face a lot. I don't even ever really have to fight anybody because people just look at me and they're like, nah, fuck that. Which, great, it's good because I can't fight my way out of a wet paper bag most days. That being said, I don't want to have to fight people either because I know how big I am, and I know how strong I am, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying, like, if I got my hands on somebody, it's probably not going to be pretty. That being said, I would never, even still, at my height, weight, size, I don't care if I was a Golden Glover, I am not talking shit to Mike Tyson on an airplane and trying to invoke him into punching me in the face. I just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's Iron fucking Mike. The man has a tattoo on his face when he was still famous, and he bites ears off of people and wants to eat your children. Like, that is not, like, of all the people in the world, why? Why would you pick him?
You know who the guy reminds me of who got his ass beat? Remember that short video a little while ago of that white kid dropping N-bombs, and the dude flips the can and drops it and then picks up and just cleans his fucking clock? The guy who's talking shit looks exactly like that kid from
kind of does,
video.
right? The Twisted Tea guy, yeah.
A Twisted Tea guy. And apparently he's got a fucking rap sheet. Like, he's criminal background, the whole nine. Like, which I don't know what he's done or whatever, but clearly he's a fucking complete moron. You know what I mean? Not the brightest.
He's a total fucking boob.
He's probably like fucking inbred Alabama fucking yokel fucking white trash piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
inbreds are in Mississippi, okay?
Yeah, whatever. They're all down there.
Alabama's good people.
But my God, that Mike. I'm so pro Mike Tyson. Like, that guy deserved
me too.
it.
Same.
That guy lawyered up, obviously. I don't know what he's
he's going to end up suing Mike Tyson.
He's going to sue Mike Tyson, and he's going to win. He's going to get something out of it. You know, probably not as much as he thinks, but he's going to get something because Mike Tyson can obviously afford better lawyers than he can.
I saw a meme that said the air marshal really just sat in the back of the plane like, psh, that sucks.
Yeah. It's like that kid standing there with the
soda.
Eyes. Yeah, and he looks straight forward. Sorry, I'm speaking away from the mic, but
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. That gif of him.
Yeah, yeah. And Marshall just looks the other way, like, yeah.
Oh, damn! There's something going on over here. Oh, it's all over. All right, hold up. Let me interject.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was the guy with the camera. Hey,
Hold up.
hey.
I got to get this from my records.
Hold up, I got to get this in here. But anyway, speaking of Alabama, there was a race in Alabama on Sunday. If those of you don't know, obviously I'm a huge NASCAR fan. Paul's a pretty big NASCAR fan too.
Yeah,
Sean,
I like it.
Sean seems to feel like he wants to start liking it, but he doesn't know where to start. And I feel like that's a problem. Like I feel like we could get you into it a little bit if you gave it a chance. But anyway, Talladega was on Sunday, which is one of the four. In my book, it's one of the big four for the year, right? We talked about it a couple weeks ago. You get the 2 Talladega races, the 2 Daytona races. So you got Daytona in February and the end of August, and you got Talladega in April and October. Those are my 4 favorite races of the year. Dega has always been special to me because it's where Davey Allison's home track. Right. If you watch the race on Sunday, they did a tribute to Davey Allison where they took his car that won that race 30 years ago. Almost to the day, the 1992
right, that was
Winston
the exact
500.
car, right?
It was the car. They took it around the Clinton Boyer took it for a lap around the track to pay tribute to Davey. It was also 35 years after Davey had won his first race there. So he won his first race and I believe his last race at Talladega, which was pretty fucking rad. It was his hometown track. He was from Hueytown, Alabama. That's what he did. He could drive the shit out of that fucking track. It was awesome. And I got goosebumps watching that car go around the track. It gave me chills, and I felt like a little kid again. That was like I was in all my glory. But another driver from Hueytown, Alabama, did not have such a great end to his day. And this is you might have heard of him, Bubba Wallace. He's the guy that claimed to have a noose hanging in the garage stall of his car, which was really just a pole. And they had 7 FBI agents down there in the blink of an eye to investigate it, and they were like, "Yeah, no, this is just a piece of rope hanging from the end of a garage to pull it." And it all could have been done and over with right there, but he decided to go full Torrey Hunter and Adam Jones with it.
Double down.
And just doubled down on it. Went on the talk show circuit the next morning, was on The View, and all this stuff talking about it was a noose and it was racially motivated. It's like, but the FBI said it wasn't. I don't care what the FBI said. And it's like, all right, bro. Then he's got this documentary on Netflix with like Jamel Hill and, like Bomani Jones and like all these people commenting on it. And I'm just like, I watched it because it was so bad. I had to see it. And all of it was like, well, we heard Bubba get called the N-word this one time at a track. And his dad, who was white, by the way, flipped his lid and went over and tore this guy a new asshole. And it's like, all right, so what was the next one? Like, there's got to be this got to be like a weekly occurrence, right? Like, you're driving NASCAR as a black man. Like, this is going to be like a daily occurrence. Like, forget weekly, right? Like, you would be led to believe this is a daily occurrence. Right. Like, this should happen all the time. Rednecks, yokels, South, Confederate flags, the whole night, right? No. There was really no mention of any other incidents after that. And it was just, nope. It was just really cool to see Bubba Wallace. And it just basically ended up turning into like a giant infomercial for BLM, which is just hilarious because people got fleeced. Like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, they're out there buying $6 million mansions.
John Cena was like, here's $1 million. And like, thanks, we're going to go buy a house in Malibu now. Thanks, John Cena.
Right,
good looks, bro.
Yep.
Oh, he did it on behalf of his friend who passed away, saving his son. That sucked.
No, he was extorted into doing that.
John Cena?
Yeah. Yeah, if you go back and look.
I thought it was the Shad Gaspar thing.
No, if you go back and look through it, John Cena was extorted.
Damn.
Yeah, it was bad. And that's how BLM got most of their money. I mean, like it or not, I can say that now.
Yeah.
Elon Musk goes Twitter.
Don't donate your races.
But anyway, so the end of the race was fantastic. It was great racing. Dega, the next gen cars, produced some pretty fucking solid racing at Dega. I hope they adjust the package a little bit to allow a little bit more. Because a little bit better racing in terms of the aero package. I think they could do a little bit more. The Fox broadcast left a lot to be desired. I was not thrilled with that. Just the timing of the commercials. I get it. Like, they got to do commercials. But it was just the timing of the commercials and the way they just...
Shitty as usual.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. Like, it interrupted the flow of the race to a degree that I felt it was too much. But this is how Bubba Wallace's day ended. which, as you can see,
Nice.
is him in the number 23 McDonald's car up there. This is what happens when you race for a real team.
I was just about to say, I bet he's glad that he left a crappy team like Petty Racing, like Richard Petty, and
Richard Petty Enterprises.
Yeah, and went to a real team like Jordan Racing.
Went to a real
Fucking
team.
Idiot.
And you might remember Bubba got his first win on this track last year in a rain-shortened event on a Monday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. They barely got halfway through the race, and then the rain came, and the rain wasn't going to go anywhere. And once the race is halfway, that's it. So he got pushed to the front just based on sheer luck and timing, and he won his first race as a NASCAR driver, and probably his only race. Now, that guy right there is supposed to be the face of NASCAR, like going forward. Like that's the guy that
why
people are, because he's a black man in NASCAR. I mean, that's all it takes these days. I mean, Jameel Hill will lead you to believe he's the second coming of Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, Jimmy Johnson, and
Combined.
Jeff Gordon all combined. Like the guy's won one race. His average finishing position is like in the 20s.
23rd
He's
or
not
something.
that good. He's just not that good. And I'm not knocking him. Like, dude, you're all right, cool. You're good enough to race in Cup, which nothing to knock. But stop trying to make this guy the thing. Like, just stop. Like, can we just stop with that? And then Denny Hamlin, who is the owner of Bubba Wallace's team, 23 XI Racing or whatever it is.
About a Jordan Racing.
It's Jordan Racing. So Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin both co-own the team that Bubba Wallace and Kurt Busch drive for. He tweeted this out after the race in regards to Kyle Larson. You'll see the accident at the end that allowed Ross Chastain to win this thing, which, by the way, don't forget, Ross Chastain won it and wrecked Bubba Wallace. This is it goes back to what Sean alluded to about the Family Guy tweet about driving Altimas.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lanes? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
So I don't know if the audio comes over on that, but
I didn't hear nothing.
I didn't hear anything either.
I didn't hear anything either, but whatever, you get the idea.
It's got captions. Just read. Jesus Christ.
So anyway, Kyle Larson. It was kind of funny because I felt bad for Eric Jones. He was leading the race, and he went to throw a block on Kyle Larson, but Kyle Larson made contact with I believe it was one of the Busch brothers, and then when Eric Jones went out there to block him and get hit in the rear end and basically shoved across the start finish line, there was nobody there. So it just opened the doors for Ross Chastain to be like, cool. Thanks, guys. And Ross Chastain in his post-race interview said I couldn't believe it. He's like, we just held our line and everybody just kept getting out of the way. It was the weirdest fucking thing. It was crazy.
Yeah, what a widespread crazy finish.
Because it's the type of racing that Talladega produces. It's fun. The last 30 laps of Talladega or Daytona are the best hour of any race that you'll watch all year. They're fun. They're exciting. They're a fucking blast, so check those out. That being said, guys, I think that covers everything.
Nice.
I think we've hit. We're looking at that with 2.5 minutes to go.
Nice. Very nice.
Look at us.
It's just me, but I love that fucking Jamie Foxx video. I've laughed at it like 30 times today. When I said Jamie Foxx Chris Paul, get your fucking hands off me.
I could pull it up, but it'll be too much work right now.
No, I think I threw it in the
Oh, it's in the chat?
It's in the chat.
Oh, yeah, hold up.
Good, I didn't see this.
You get your fucking hands off me.
So
that's with Denzel.
Yeah, no. So it's I said anytime Chris Paul, during the whole playoffs, he tries to get help from a referee or something like that. He's always rips his arm away. And it was this really reminds me of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'll pull it up. Hold up.
Chris Paul, I don't know. I got mixed feelings on Chris Paul. He's an asshole, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
I enjoy it.
Actually a dickhead.
All right, so here's a live looking at Chris Paul in any playoff game.
Hey, you get your fucking hands off me.
I don't know if the audio came through on that either, but why is this not?
Usually it's really low, and then for whatever reason it's just not.
Oh wait, hold up.
With Chris Paul, he.
Hold on, I think I got it. All right, hold up.
Anytime he gets fouled and someone tries to help him up.
Hey, you get your fucking hands off me.
Yeah, literally any game ever in Chris Paul, especially the playoffs, he gets fouled by another teammate and the guy's like, "Oh, my bad," tries to help him up. Get the fuck out
Get your fucking
Chris Paul is
hands
always so angry.
He's an angry little midget, and he should be, because if he had gotten to go to L.A. with Kobe back in 2012, like he should have been, he and Kobe probably had an extra pair of rings.
Man, Stern is rolling in his grave, not dead.
I look forward to the 30 for 30 about the NBA denying that deal, but I don't look forward to the 30 for 30 about the NBA denying that deal.
They just really don't like Chris Paul.
They don't.
Chris Paul's gonna have a 30 for 30. Why'd everybody in the league hate me?
It's gonna it's gonna sear my Nesmans so hard.
It's gonna be narrated by Chris Rock.
And Will
Don't even get me fucking started. All right, let's hang it up there, guys. Thank you all for joining us. This has been Row 1, Seat 1. Until next Tuesday night, 8:30. First round of the draft Thursday night. We'll have a full draft recap next Tuesday.
Boring.
Who do you think the Celtics, the Patriots are going to pick?
Trade down.
Trade down, trade out.
Trade down, and I'm hoping, me personally, I want an offensive lineman. I want Penning. The guy I told you about 3 months ago, I was like,
Heath the Ick.
No, he's just an asshole.
Oh, that guy.
Like, he just, offensive tackle, he just gets under players' skin to force them to get a penalty.
Oh.
And then he just does this. So
that guy.
I said Joey like 3 months ago, I was like, I love this kid. And then
you did. I remember this.
And he's like legitimately like a first-round prospect now. It's like, that's what I want.
Nice.
I think this is the ultimate, and I've read it from like every draft expert leading up, because this is like the lowest amount of effort I've ever put into the draft was this year, because I just haven't had time. And every single person said this is one of the worst drafts in the last 10 years. They said talent-wise.
I think it's one of the best just because it's not dominated by quarterbacks.
No, they said it's only if you need a defensive lineman, you're fine. Every other position is meh.
That's really not that bad, considering I know a shitload of teams that could use some fucking O-line.
I mean, I like that kid Sauce, the corner. The safety out of Notre Dame is pretty
I don't remember
fucking
the last
good.
time I gave up a touchdown.
I like. There's a lot of guys out there. I mean, I think the Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau thing is kind of.
That's my homie.
That's kind of interesting to see who's going to go.
Jacksonville's going to mess it up. They already told us they're picking Walker.
Oh, the linebacker? No, the offensive tackle.
No, he's a defensive lineman from Georgia. Trayvon Walker, isn't that the defensive?
Did they say? I thought I saw that they were going to take the offensive tackle out of.
Did that change today? Hold on.
Who the fuck knows? This is Jacksonville.
Owenu, it was his last name, EW something. I don't know. I forget. It's all smoke and mirrors now.
It's all that mock draft shit anyway.
Until we get to Thursday night, it really doesn't matter. But I think this is going to be a fun draft. I think the first round is going to be loaded with a lot of fucking moves, because you're going to see, because we said 8 teams have multiple first-round picks. 8. That's an NFL record.
Right.
The record before that had been 6, I believe, in like 2020, and then like 1989, and then like back in like the 70s, and like there was like 6 teams that had multiple first-round picks. So this is the first time ever that we've had 8 teams have multiple first-round picks.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That is very weird, to be honest.
Which is very rare.
That's crazy.
And you know what? Honestly, as a Denver Bronco fan, I've never been more excited to not have a first-round pick. Couldn't care less. See you the fuck later.
Yeah.
I'm on the Sean McVay. Fuck those picks. Fuck that shit. Give me Russ Wilson all fucking day.
Yep.
You know, people like I had a couple Broncos fans who were bitching on Twitter the other day, and they were like, "Oh man, we don't have a first round pick. It fucking sucks." I'm like, "No, bro. Russell Wilson's your first round pick.
Right.
You got a Hall of Fame quarterback at 31 years old."
Right.
Or 33, whatever the fuck he is now. I forget. It doesn't matter. You got a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer at quarterback.
Right.
You fuck them
Why are you
picks.
worried about those picks,
What are you worried about taking the defensive tackle out of Georgia? Fuck out of here.
Right.
Love that kid. Love him. Think he's going to be a fucking stud. But fuck that shit. Give me Russ all day.
Absolutely.
All day. So as a Broncos fan, I could not be happier about not having a first-round draft pick. It also makes me have to not give a flying fuck about Thursday night. I'm just going to be able to look at the sheet at the end of the night and say, cool.
Dude, what?
Me too.
I'm sure you saw Russell Wilson was like in full Denver uniform with no pads.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so funny. The rest of the teammates.
Well, they started OTAs on Monday, so.
I know, but like the rest of the teammates were just in like regular like Broncos like t-shirts, and they're like, "Bro, why do you have a full uniform on?" He's like, "Let's go." We're not there. He's like, "Bless the air from the Rent-A-Cons. Let's go."
Listen, man, whatever he wants to do,
I
he can
know.
fucking do.
I
They
think
all
it's
fucking punked him out there. We're like, yeah, bro, first day OTs, you got to dress up, bro, full fucking uniform, bro. We going hard. We're all like, idiot. They're all like, yeah, wearing like flip-flops.
He's
and
not.
shit
He's
to
not.
practice.
He's not a rookie. He wouldn't fall for that.
I know.
I love Russell Wilson. I think he's an incredible quarterback, and I just think it's so funny that he's just like so all in, and so I love the Sierra jokes and all that shit. And
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like I told Joey, I'm like, hey, going forward, you can't like Future like at all. Like if someone puts on a Future, you have to like leave the room and shit. Like,
I know,
you can't.
that sucks. I kind of like Future, too.
Well, you can.
That's,
You're a Colts
that
fan.
was the
You're
fucking
fine.
mask off guy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only song I know by him.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Well,
And honestly, the last time I listened to that song, I think was in your Subaru. So.
Someone starts playing it, you just gotta leave the whole room.
The last time I heard it was I was watching Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, that was, yeah.
When he's with the dragon smoking
Slut!
weed. Yeah.
You're a slut beast. Love that episode.
Good episode.
All right, boys. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Thank you all for joining us right here on Row 1, Seat 1, JoeyFatsRadio.com coming soon. Anything else we got to get out there? Plug? No, I think we're good.
Good.
Yeah, we're good. All right. Until next Tuesday night, be sure to go out and just go ahead and feel free to give us a like and a follow. And make sure also that, you give us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I know Mixler was down for a while. I apologize to our Mixler listeners. I don't know why it was down, what the hell happened. I will figure that shit out and make sure that does not happen again. And I will make sure that the audio gets up on Spotify as it should. So until then, until next week, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I am Joey Fats. With me as always, Mr. Betancourt, Plizzy. We'll check y'all next week.
Adios.